Kindly hit the share button. Kindly hit the share button. Kindly hit for us the share button. All right, so welcome to all of you. We want to appreciate you. I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. As usual, we ask that you please do us a favor. And that favor that we require of you is to please hit for us the share button. So I am also sharing while I bring you this music, while I bring you this. I am also sharing. Let's share while I bring you this. Let's share while I bring you this. So we are behind the scenes sharing while we bring you this. So let's hit the share button, please.
Have endured all the pains of poverty and the marginalization. Our heart is heavy with the consciousness of this sorrow. Some of those pains, Martin Luther King said,
Hit the
I
share
have a
button,
dream.
please.
Barack Obama said, change, yes, we can. And I, George, we have said, power to the people. Yes, we must. Fellow citizens, fellow Liberians, freedom and power brings responsibility. The responsibility rests upon CDC, a noble party representing a noble people. Before the birth of CDC, we have endured all the pains of poverty and the marginalization. Our heart is heavy with the consciousness of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. However, the past is over, and it is the future that attracts us now. The struggle of the people is the true national one. It is the struggle of the Liberian people, inspired by their own suffering and their own experience. It is the struggle for the right to live. In my time, I have and will dedicate myself to the struggle of the Liberian people. I stand before you humble by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you. I regard it as the highest honor to lead the CDC at this moment in our history. And in that, we have been chosen to lead our country and people into the new century. I pledge to use all my strength and my ability to live up to your expectation of me as well as of the CDC. I have cherished the ideas of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea which I hope to live for and to achieve, but it need be. It is an idea which I am prepared to die for. To the people of Liberia, whose representative we are, we make an appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great struggle, because this is no time for petty and destructive criticism, no time for ill will or blaming others, but instead we must build a noble palace of free Liberia where all her children may live. Amanda, where to? Maibuye, Iliberia, Maibuye. We must. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Barack Obama said, change.
Hit for
Yes,
us
we
the
can.
share button, please.
And I, George, we have said, power to the people. Yes, we must. Fellow citizens, fellow Liberians, freedom and power brings responsibility. The responsibility rests upon CDC, a noble party representing a noble people. Before the birth of CDC, we have endured all the pains of poverty and the marginalization. Our heart is heavy with the consciousness of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. However, the past is over, and it is the future that attracts us now. The struggle of the people is the true national one. It is the struggle of the Liberian people, inspired by their own suffering and their own experience. It is the struggle for the right to live. In my time, I have and will dedicate myself to the struggle of the Liberian people. I stand before you humble by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you. I regard it as the highest honor to lead the CDC at this moment in our history. And in that, we have been choosing to lead our country and people into the new century. I pledge to use all my strength and my ability to live up to your expectation of me as well as of the CDC. I have cherished the ideas of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea which I hope to live for and to achieve, but it need be. It is an idea which I am prepared to die for. To the people of Liberia, whose representative we are, we make an appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great struggle, because this is no time for petty and destructive criticism, no time for ill will or blaming others, but instead we must build a noble palace of free Liberia where all our children may live. Amanda, where to? Maibuye, in Liberia, Maibuye.
All right, so we want to use this time, want to use this occasion to welcome each and every one of you under the Palava Hut. As usual, we want to thank you, and we ask that you please do us a favor. And that favor that we require of you is for us to hit the share button. So just do us that favor. Hit for us the share button. Let's get started. Hit for us the share button. Let's get started. Let's bring you something here. Let's bring you something here. I don't know. This Glorious Lamb International. Let's bring you this from Glorious Lamb International. Yeah. Gloria Lamb International. Let's bring you this. Uh, Today, I don't know, for some reason, I just, you know. Okay, so let's bring you this from Glorious Lamb International, courtesy of Glorious Lamb International. He calls this one DV, yeah? So let's bring you this while we do what we're supposed to do behind the scene. When, just hit for us the share button while we do the same thing here. All right. This is the Glorious Lamb International. For us the share button, let's get started. So just hit for us the share button. Let's let's welcome Aisha Howard. Madam Aisha Howard, you are welcome, eh? Took positive, the positive family. I want to welcome the positive family right on here. Romeo Sherman, how are you? Just say for us the share button. Share with friends and families. Tag someone. Tell them we're about to talk Liberia. We're about to discuss Liberia. We're about to put Liberia under the microscope. Let's welcome our own big sister. To say for you, Mama. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. Regards to you and the family right there. Asata Mbela. For you, Mama. So clinic is in the house. You are welcome. Elizabeth, you are welcome, Elizabeth. Tita, how are you, Mama? You are very welcome, Tita. Mr. George, Shabli, thank you so much, Pastor George. We welcome your presence here, Pastor George. It's a privilege for us to have you here. My own sister Nina Kuya. Oh man, that's my sister right there, Nina Kuya. The positive family. I want to welcome the positive family right here. Oh yes, that's how we do it right here. All right. Devil, 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 mon you way. Oh yeah. Devil zale wuru. Yeah, man. Baby. That's how we do it right here. Hit for us the share button, please. Let's get started. Debe money one. All right. Oh, welcome, my own sister Helena Ba. How are you, Mama? You are highly welcome, Mama. I want to welcome our own sister right there, Mary Nyimpan. How are you, Mama? Mary Nyimpan is in the house. Oh, welcome, Sister Mary Nyimpan. All right. So kindly hit for us the share button as we begin our today's discussion. We want to say welcome to each and every one of you. We want to appreciate your presence here and want to say you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as usual. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so very kindly for informing others to be on here with us. My lovely sister Helena Ba, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit for us the share button. Please hit for us the share button. Share with friends, share with family members. Let them know that we are here. Again, hit for us the share button. Share with friends and family members. Let them know that we are here. Please do us a favor, hit for us the share button, share with family, share with friends. Let them all know that we are here and we are doing very, very good. So share with friends, share in the various chat rooms. Let's give you an opportunity. Before that, there is an information that I want to pass on to you very, very quickly. When you look on here, you are going to see a save the date flyer. This particular flyer that you are seeing up here, we are going to be having what we call a strategic meeting, a strategic retreat, a strategic gathering, however you will call it, of seditions here in the United States of America. You know, fellow Liberians, those of you who are maybe to some extent religiously inclined, you will know what we are talking about when we talk about retreat. You will know what we are talking about. So, retreat does not necessarily means that you've lost the battle. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you have lost the battle. When you retreat, you try to re-strategize. You try to understand what is actually going on. So please, we want you to save the date for this identical program that will be held in Iowa. This program will be held in Iowa and is going to be from the 27th to the 28th. And all seditions are invited. All seditions are invited. All seditions are invited. All seditions are invited. Save the date. Let us go to sit down. Let us go to discuss. All is now well. There are so many things happening in our political institution. And some of these things can only be said behind the scene, can only be discussed behind the scene. So we are saying save the date from the 27th to the 28th of December of this year. There will be a very, very important retreat or meeting of seditions here in the United States of America. So please save the date. Save the date. At this particular gathering, there will be so many discussions. Some of the things that we will be doing officially at that gathering is we will be presenting certificates to all former government officials that are here in the US. We want to appreciate these people for the 6 years of dedication to government. We also want to appreciate our chapter leaders, all of the leaders of our chapters. We want to appreciate them. We'll be appreciating all of the chapter leaders. All. All chapter leaders will be appreciated. All chapter leaders. Also, there are some individuals in the chapters, that is, chapter members, are also going to be appreciated too. So, we are going to be certificating people. And most importantly, we are going to be launching the CDC National Identification. That is the CDC ID card. We are going to be launching the CDC ID card officially because we want every member of CDC, especially here in the United States, to be identified, to have an identity. So we are going to be launching officially the CDC identification or the CDC ID card. Food and drink for the 2 days will be absolutely free. Will be free. So food and drink will be absolutely free, very free. So we are inviting all of you, get ready and let's meet, let's discuss, and let's have a very, very wonderful time. So, I want to welcome each and every one of you. Let's bring our brother Frank, who is with us here. Let's see if we can bring Frank. Okay, he's right here. Thank you so much, my brother Frank. Welcome. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Prince. I'm doing good.
Great. How's the Oma doing?
She's doing all right. I think she's upstep.
Okay, that's great. That's fine. All right. So that is it. What's new from your end? What is going on from your end there?
My end is good. Just work today, and then went out, came back, and did some research, getting ready for my show tomorrow and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's great. That's great. That's great. At least we are grateful that uh, we are here again. So there are so many things we're going to discuss. So many, plenty things we're going to discuss. But at
Yeah.
this time, we want to say to each and every one of you, help us, do us a favor. And that favor that we want you to do us is to hit for us the share button. Sorry. Is to hit for us the share button. So please hit for us the share button. Please hit for us the share button. Share with friends, share with family members. Let's get started. I want to welcome our people right here. I want to welcome our people right here. I want to welcome Hawa Tote. You are highly welcome. Isata and Mela, thank you for joining us. I want to welcome the Positive family. Thank you so much for joining us. Elizabeth Tojle, we appreciate you. Pastor George, thank you so much. Vivian Numande, you are highly welcome. Nina Kuya, we appreciate you. Helena Ba, thank you so very kindly. I mean, all of you. Dinah, all of you, all of you. Yeah. Jawala, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, all of you. Philip Nangbe, how are you, sir? You are highly welcome. We welcome and appreciate all of you. All of you are highly, highly appreciated. All of you. So we appreciate you. Thank you so, so very kindly for your presence here. Thank you. Ansu, thank you so much for joining us, Brother Ansu. We appreciate your presence here and always a privilege. My brother Frank and all of you who are listening, we have a lot of topics to discuss. And we hope that today we'll be opening the line and giving you an opportunity for us to interact. We want to start with our very first story that has to do with the House of Rep. This is something we'll continue to discuss because it has to do with our democracy. It has to do with the peace of our country. It has to do with a conducive environment where people can invest. It has to do with the safety of our family. So that is going to be our first discussion point on here. So again, welcome each and every one of you. Hit the share button and let's have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful discussion. My brother Frank, we want to hear from you. You've been following what has been happening up Capitol Hill. There are few lawmakers who decided that because they are not placed on committee, according to what they said, they allege that the honorable speaker took some money. There are a whole lot of allegations that were made. And these lawmakers, instead of waiting for the accuser, the accused, sorry, one who they accuse, they decided that while they Speaker was a way that they could nefariously, clandestinely plan a coup to remove the speaker in his absence. As God could have it, and as political, one would say, spirit could have it, there were some lawmakers who decided that this is not a good trend for us. We cannot continue on this. So, what we are going to do is to resist this. We will resist it. So, they decided to intervene. From there, we've been seeing the Rick Monroe, other people on the other side saying, well, they are majority, other people on the other side saying they are minority. But what is even concerning about this whole majority and whatever, is the issue of corruption that is involved. We saw people taking money. My brother Frank, you've been following it, Let's hear from you as it relates to this entire stuff on Capitol Hill at the House of Rep.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince, and thank you to the audience and the listener. You are all great, and it is because of you we are here. Um, you see, with this whole issues going on in the country, we can look at it from different dimensions. Like you brought out one of the point that says some of the lawmakers are saying they are not on a committee or they are not sharing or leading a committee. And while others are saying the speaker took money. Now, let me go to the deputy speaker first, the so-called Thomas Farah, of some things that he said in his letter. Um, well written, but it did not make sense. It is well written, but it did not make sense from the deputy speaker, what he wrote. Now, if anyone sees that letter or read that letter, maybe if they don't understand the context of the letter or the context of what is going on, you will congratulate him to say yes, because he worded it. It's well written. It's well, English. It's well polished. But then the letter did not address the context of that which is going on, that the Liberian people want to know. And in himself, he thought he wrote something nice, which is nice, but it is a garbage. Now, why do I say that? We will address the situation, but what do I say is that? We have these people as laws maker who speak, who write, but the reality here is they do not understand their functions, or they do not understand what exactly they're supposed to serve, what exactly they take oath for. They will write and says, we took oath to protect, to uphold, to do this. We were elected to fight for the people, to fight, to protect the Constitution, to do this for our people, to serve our people. But the truth of the matter is, what they say, there is no substance in what they say. What they write, there is no substance in what they write. Now, the deputy speaker wrote and said he was elected to a statutory District 1, Lofa County, whatsoever. He was elected to serve the people. Those are his writing in his writing. He was elected to serve the interests of the people. He was elected to uphold the Constitution. He was elected to protect the democracy of Liberia. All those nonsense that he wrote in there. And then, which of course, that is what he was elected for. We all know that. But he deviated from the problem and then said, however, my interest, he did not say the Liberian people's interests. He did not say the interest of our democracy. Although he said he was elected for these things. But again, he deviated and said his interest, his personal interest, not the interest of the Constitution, not the interest of the people, and not the interest of the democracy that he needs to protect. So he said, my interest here is to listen to my police. My interest here is to listen to my police in a majority block. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it is not a bad thing to listen. That's why you have ears to listen. Now, open your ear and let we educate you here. Again, Deputy Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it is not a bad thing to listen. It's just like a wise man would say, don't refuse call. But what is in a call is what you should refuse. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we know you have to listen to your colleagues, but what is in a core of your colleagues is what you need to refuse. If it is not in the line of the Constitution, as you said, you were elected to protect the Constitution, yes. So, in listening to your colleagues at the majority block, if what they bring to you or what they brought to you it is not in line of the Constitution, as you said you were elected to protect, then you should have said no. 1 point. You said you were elected to protect the democracy, to uphold the democracy. Now, your people call you, your colleagues call you from the majority block. Yes, it is good to listen to them. But if it is not in line of upholding or protecting the democracy of the country, of the nation, you so say you were elected for, it is in your right to say, no, this is not what I was elected for. This is not what I need to do to protect this democracy. Now, the third point, you said you were elected to protect, to provide the needs of your people, the peace and security of your people. Now, if your people, your colleagues at the majority block, call you and tell you something, and tell you things that you guys should do or take action, and if you know it is not in the interest, it will not protect the peace of the nation, it will undermine the peace of the nation, it will undermine the Constitution, it will undermine the democracy, you should have said no. Don't refuse call, but what is in the call? That is why you need to refuse, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Open your ears. Now, some of you, your so-called grievances, because he said, it is in my interest to listen to my colleagues of their grievances. Now, what are those grievances, Mr. Deputy Speaker? Because in that rubbish that you wrote and you said, you wrote something good. Oh, let me tell you something. We are not educated like some of you guys, but we can comprehend when people speak. We can comprehend when people write. We can understand body language. Now, you did not explain those grievances in what you wrote. Yes, you said your friend brought grievances to you whatsoever. But we want to see those grievances. We want to hear those grievances. We want you to apply to bring them out to the Liberian people. And says, these are the things that are happening in the house. These are the things that the speaker, Kofa, did. These are the things that he did that is not in line of the democracy, that is not in line of the Constitution, that is not in line of the peace that we were elected, that we took up to protect. We did not see it, and that is what made what you wrote a rubbish. English is not our language. But we understand English. We learn English to apply it. We learn English to apply it. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, You guys that are in a majority black or block, you guys are a bunch of fools who don't understand what a governance is, who don't understand what it means to be the leader, who don't understand what it means to protect a constitution, a democracy, and the peace of a nation, who don't understand what it means to cater to the needs of the people, who don't understand the voices, who don't listen to the masses or to the voices of the people. And that is what's going on in the country. That is what's going on now as we speak. And that is what previously we said. Liberia, it is going down the drain. And when we say these things, it's not that we are mocking Liberia or we want to see Liberia going down the drain. You see it happening. So why when we say it and you think we are bad morphing our country? Why when we say it and you think we are bad morphing the nation? When we are saying those are leading are not leading the right way. So why when we talk it, when we put it out, and then you look at us as the bad people? Now, to say you are doing the right thing, you are protecting the Constitution. How can you protect the Constitution at the same time you are taking bribe? At the same time, you are bribing people to remove people. Is that what the Constitution told you to do, Mr. Deputy Speaker Thomas Fla? Is that what the democracy told you to do, Mr. Deputy Speaker Thomas Fla? Is that what you need to do to protect the peace of the nation, to bribe people? Mr. Thomas Fala, you guys are the problem to Liberia. And you guys are the problem to Africa. And that is why Western leaders will always mock Africa and will always mock African leaders. Will always say African leaders do not know how to lead. African leaders have low IQ. African leaders, all they can do is to fight among themselves. African leaders, all they do is they are corrupt. And you show it to the people that you are corrupt. Is that how to run a democracy? Is that how to protect the Constitution? Is that how to protect a peace? Is that how to provide to the needs of the people, Mr. Thomas Father? You see, this is what always the black men, the African men do. They will ask for help. Once you give them help, and then they'll go against the person who helped them. Yesterday, when you had nothing and you were going to the people, begging and asking them, telling them everything in every way that you will do to protect, to uphold, to provide, and to speak for them. And then by the time you get to the mountaintop, you become the lion, you become the thief, you become the wolf, you become the devil, to look down on your people, to suppress your people, to oppress your people. No wonder when the white men or when the foreigner leave, they go to Africa, they do worse than what you guys do, because you guys are the first oppressor to oppress your people. And that is why when foreign company come, they oppress more and they loot, they steal, they get out, because you yourself are incompetent to lead. How can you say you want to remove someone? How can you say someone is corrupt? And at the same time, you are doing worse, bribing to remove the person. And you sure this person took money. And you sure you are supposed to be on a committee. And they don't put you on a committee. Is it forced that you be on a committee? You are already a representative. You are already making laws. You are already vetoing. So what is in there that is hurting you? Is that because when you are on a committee, you have more opportunity or more chances to loot and to steal more? Is that why you guys are so angry for? Is that because when you are on a committee, there are some concession agreement that a committee member only they're supposed to pass, only then the budget or the money can pass through, and then at the end of the day, before you get to this other committee member, then the other committee member take their own? Is that what you guys are angry for? Is that how to run democracy?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Fellow Liberians, with this issue that has to do with the saga on Capitol Hill, I think for me, it is the Liberian people that have endorsed the behavior or this reckless behavior of these people. It is the Liberian people. And until there can be a civil disobedience, until people can stand up and refuse to accept what is happening, these people will continue to use us and abuse us. From all indication, it is proven that the reason why they are behaving the way they are behaving is because the citizens are satisfied. Nations that are making progress today, nations that are doing very well, that are doing fine, these are nations that refuse to accept the old order or the old ways of doing things. They refuse and say, no, we will not take this way of doing things as something that, is normal. The people who are very uncomfortable with corruption, they always take action. Always, they take action. People who refuse to accept the old norms of doing things or the old order of doing things, they take action that is in line with democracy. It's unfortunate us as Liberians that the only good thing that we can do as a people, as a nation, is to talk. We have talked almost all of the things that you can ever think about. We have talked everything. Every day we come on the radio, you will hear on different platforms, they will talk about, this is not right. The lawmakers are doing this. They are not doing it in our interest. All we do is to talk, 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 and talk. That's all. So because we are seen as people who are talkatives and not people who are very for in taking action, at the end of the day, these people make use or they misuse the opportunity. They make use of our too much talking and our silence. And at the end of the day, they say, oh, nothing will happen, man. The people then forget about them. That's how they looking like. All they will do is just to talk, talk, and nothing will come from inside. Liberians, we are noted as people who can talk plenty. Give Liberian men chance. He will even want to speak Greek and put it in English. But when it comes to implementation, he is lacking in that. He never want to implement. Never. For me, I think what is happening at the Capitol building, look, these lawmakers are saying that Liberian, we get too much big mouth. We get too much big mouth. All we will do is call on radio stations. So, look, it is about time that we start to take practical action as enshrined in the Constitution. It is our right. We elected these people. They did not elect us. We elected them. Before the House of Senate was created, we, the people, we were there. Before the House of Rep was created, we were there. But it is unfortunate that you will sit down and cry. Look at what is happening at the level of the House. You get group of people who decide to say, let's take plenty of people and put them on our side. In Liberia that we know of the level of corruption. Who will not? Who will not come on your side when you get them 25,000? It only takes what we call diligence. That's all. It only takes what we call that moral behavior. It only takes that particular attribute of moral uprightness to say, no, I will not. Our country is so corrupt to the extent that sometimes you wonder and ask yourself, are Liberians, the suffering people, are they really in favor of this? They are suffering or they really want to change? Because no country will be living or no country that people will be living for less than $1 a day. Then you get lawmakers sharing $25,000 to remove one person. For me, it's not about the removal, right? It's not about the removal. but it is about the process or the processes leading to the removal. Who does that? The people who are lawmakers. Who does that? Everywhere in the world, the accused is given an opportunity to be heard. Even in countries where they say that the accused is guilty and he must go and prove himself innocent, there is always a clause that the man must go and prove himself innocent. Even in countries, I don't know, but from what I heard, some people said in some countries around us, in some African countries, you are presumed guilty. Once somebody accuses you, you are guilty. You got to go to the court and ensure that you are innocent before they can set you free. So even in those countries that you are presumed innocent or you are presumed guilty, before going to the court, you go to the court and actually prove yourself or exonerate yourself. But to see these lawmakers who are saying no, the speaker is not supposed to be there. Let's find him guilty. In the absence of the accused, you have already found a judgment and say, look, they made guilty. Let's collect the man. Let's tie him. Let's do this. Let's do that. It is fearful. Now, it just shows the reason why our country is backward. Because the people who you think are very clever, the people who you think they are very knowledgeable, and they should do due diligence to each other. Look at what they are doing. No wonder why mob violence is the order of the day in Liberia. Because the people who are supposed to ensure that the laws are respected, look at what they are doing. So will you be surprised if somebody say roll, roll, roll? You find somebody, group of people just jump there, say, hey, y'all be the man, y'all do this. You see why more violence is becoming prevalent in our society? It's becoming like a normal thing in our society. Because even the people who are making laws are not even giving chance to the accused to exonerate himself. They are saying what we do that the majority will all will go sit down one place. Then we tell the man, say the man must soon preside over us. Is that the way to behave? Is that what the Liberian people you elected these people for? Was that why these people were elected? Lawmaking oversight? Is that what they were elected for? Were they elected to go there and do their own thing? Or were they elected to do what is in the interest of the Liberian people? When you listen to all of these people who are raising all of these allegations, the only one thing that is constant in all of their, how you call, words, or in all of their assertion, they not pour on committee. They not pour on committee. They not pour on committee. That's one thing that is constant with all of them. We're not on committee. We're not on committee. I'm listening to the grand judicial lawmaker, Honorable Soka, who said that for me, I am, I was sent there to my people to go and make law. So since, or I was sent to the house there for representation, for oversight. So since I am not on a committee, it means that my function is not correct. I'm not providing that oversight. And I'm like, wow. So a lawmaker is saying that he went to the house for oversight, or he was elected to, carry on his oversight responsibility. So his oversight responsibility is for committee. So once he is now on the committee, it means that he is not providing any oversight. Can you imagine that? Lawmaker saying it. And even what is most scary is the allegation of financial inducement for people to remove a speaker. Financial inducement for people to remove a speaker. Look at that. A country where we say we're suffering. Joseph Newman Boakai said he going to other country to go and beg. But you have people who are taking $25,000 just to put signature down to remove somebody. This is fearful. This is something that you never even want to think about. You don't even want to think about it. Now, how will people take our country serious? Now, what will give them the reason or the cause to help us as Liberians? Why will even cause investors to go to our country? Why? How will investors even go to our country? How will they even go there? When the people who are supposed to be protecting these investors, the lawmakers who are supposed to be protecting these investors, they are engaged in such attitude of collecting bribe. Imagine what will happen to our country. Now, you can tell and you can deduce the reason why we had almost 68 concession company under the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and all of them, they were all bogus concession, according to the international investigation that was conducted. Because the people know that at the end of the day, these Liberian lawmakers, we can get them small money. When we gave them money, we are okay. Once we gave them money, we fine. We can go in their country and exploit the resources. Look, what we will advise people to start doing is to start to organize civil disturbance even against these construction companies in their own counties. Because, for example, you cannot have a bee mountain situated in a county that does not even have complete high school. The high school is not even up to standard. But you have a multi-million dollars company that is operating in your county. Grand Cape Mount County, my own county. You have a big mountain that is a multi-billion, in fact, somebody million small, $1 billion company that is taking resources from the people of Liberia. But go there and go see our high school. We get even reading room. Reading room, we don't even have it. This is scaring. It's scaring to see these people behaving the way they are behaving. It is very scary. It means that, look, sometimes people can say, let's sell the country. Look, to sell Liberia, it does not necessarily means that you wake up in the morning and the other person, take the other part, or the other person take the other part. No. What is going on right now is just selling the country. When you hear people saying, let's sell this country, out of ignorance, out of anger, sometimes people will think that when they say, let's sell the country, everybody will stand online and get their share. But when you say let's sell the country, it means you have given the authority to these lawmakers because they are responsible to sell the country. How do they sell the country? They sell the country through the awardance of concession agreement that will not be in your interest. So money come in their pocket. That is selling the country. So you will not benefit. So when you say let's sell this country, yes, the country is being sold from different fronts. It's been sold through the mineral resources that we have. But unfortunately, the people who are representing you are the people who are collecting the money. While you are sitting down there, they are collecting the money, they are enjoying the money. When you say it's better for us to sell this country, the country has already been sold. When you have somebody taking $22,000, $22 million to rehabilitate road, and the road that they're supposed to go rehabilitate, they do nothing. Few people just share the money. When the men go to the House of Senate, the people say, let's forgive the man. Hey, my people, let's forgive the man. The country is being sold right in front of you. And you think that you're waiting for time for them to give your own share. No, you get it wrong. Your share is with the people who are representing you. And that's what we continue to say. With this issue of this alleged bribery, we do not trust the LACC to conduct that investigation. We think that we must have what we call a neutral company, a neutral body. They must bring in. Can you put the phone in a horizontal manner? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So we think the country has already been sold, and they are collecting the benefits and the profit, while you and myself were there. But look, until we can carry on, I repeat, a civil disobedience that is enshrined in the Constitution, because we are protected as per the Constitution. It's enshrined. Until we can carry on that civil disobedience, you and myself, we get plenty of cry to cry. We will continue to cry. You blame Thomas Fala for what is going on? No. That's how our country is. Everybody want to seek their own interests. We have not put up a serious disobedience for people to respect us who employ them. So don't blame these people. Everybody will want to do things in their own interest to protect their interest instead of protecting the interest of the governed. You and myself, who our interests supposed to be protected. Our agenda is supposed to be on the table. They're not talking about our agenda. They are talking about them. But I want to encourage Liberians. Liberians, it is about time that we stand up for our rights. Look at other nations around us. They are doing great. They are going forward. Look at Sierra Leone. Yesterday, other nations that used to look at Liberia as small America. Look at what is happening. They are going forward. They are making tremendous progress. While we are moving at not even a snail pace, because snail is fast. Maybe somebody will say slur, the slowest animal you can ever. I just think about something slow. While other people are making progress, you and I, we are here and still talking about how our lawmakers are receiving $25,000 to remove somebody. How they cannot go to their own houses. Do you need to abstain from your own house in order for you to make a decision? This is just to tell you that the people who gave them money control them. I gave you the money, I tell you, my man, sit down here. Don't go anywhere. So our lawmakers are now held hostage in our LG. And that's the reason why we are telling our people to go there, protest, go to that RLJ hotel, and ensure that these lawmakers get from in that hotel because they are held hostage. The master who gave them the money instruct them. Just sit down here. You don't go nowhere. But we want to welcome our brother Wilmot. My brother Wilmot, you already know the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
discussion line.
yeah,
So let's hear from you.
yeah,
Welcome.
thank you, brother Frank. Salute to you, Prince. Yeah, yeah, Prince. You're selling all you and Frank as a listing. You're selling. I mean, just go a little bit over it because there's a trending topic everybody discussing, especially concerning the deputy speaker that the CDC made. The CDC made it's a lot of betrayal. When the news was broke here before, a lot of people, a lot of institutions never wanted to believe that Tomo Fala can go to the kind of level. But it's proving now on the other side. I don't know because of all the no reason. If we're not going to audit our house, if for that people are going to talk about auditing our house, probably will be just different thing because we send a year of audit, and he and Jeremiah Kume, they were on the waste committee of finance. So it'll be troubling for them. Even if you listen to the past video concerning Tom Fala, you will hear that he implicated himself in some statement that he made that Funati Kofa will protect him. The videos are all on the internet, on social media. If he got nothing to do, how can Funati Kofa protect you? So conflicts of interest there, Jeremiah too. So that while all these guys going against the speaker, you can see the writing on the wall. This kind of having secret. Some they talk about auditing the house, but poverty man never audited the house. So Funati was deputy. He decided now he know what's going on. If Funati Kofa him was in the cookie jar, you think he will talk about audit? He's a speaker. He will never talk about audit. It's clean. You can never implicate himself. So they know what you're doing, and beside that, let's look at the red picture here too. Tomo Father then the targeting 2029. Other than looking for people, they're not satisfied to be represented in the one bigger position now. I told people here the political arena you are is chronic, it's bad, no loyalty. So they targeting 2029, they won't go to the side of Jeremiah. I don't know what kind of stake they will get there. Probably some of them will be, if anything happen to work out whatsoever, Jeremiah will be the next president, and he can select this vice president. So all of them, they're running the other side. That's all. So they don't have too much loyalty to the CDC again. They've already arrived. So We call it spade or space. If people looking for power, they taste the sweetness in the legislature, money circulating, they feel the circulating. So the power agree. So that why most of them now they targeting most of them targeting 2029. All of them all of them they pay for play. They got rich overnight, billing with the budget, doing their own taxpayer money. So now they're moving from being a full speaker, the party that made him, the president that promote most of them. So yeah, it's on them. It's on the CDC now to decide if it's because it's on the other side now. You cannot say you're talking about going make peace. Maybe making peace for what? If they have the number, let them come and move the speaker. But to have that number will be very, very difficult. The country at a standstill. Probably next week, a big protest will be happening. People marching on the Capitol, people settle the scene. Also, everybody's talking on this the particular thing. I told you, Prince, if the people were serious to govern, why they bringing distraction? If any cover is there, a cover starting Boakai agenda, no, governor starting Boakai agenda, but Prince, all these things are 2029 and E14 because they believe Joseph Boakai will not make more sense. Someone believe that Joseph Boakai will not make sense that in power, probably he will retire, probably the strength will fail him. Then you just say, okay, after 2, 3 years, let me give it all to the past president. That way you can see all the fighting around, forming block, doing all these things, they're not doing the people job. It's all about greed. They all talking about 2029 greed. So you all said it all. A surprise, everybody surprised Antifa. You see, you don't take something free. Let me remind Liberia before I gave it to you before go to the next topic. Please see, you see what brought the CDC down? Most of the people that were with the president. Now we know who were doing all the leakages in the Republic of Liberia. All of them. Thomas Padana never trusted all that thing that all the leakage on the CDC side I used to go to the opposition. They were working, they were in bed with the opposition. Now we put pieces together down and then we were sending all the leakages to Molu, all of them. Molu in bed with Thomas Father. All I think when they say the formation organization, they call stay for what? You say now you boy the politics. But why Molu never talk the future? Why he never talk? But Joseph, why he never talk? Now they talking. He went to Thomas Father office, reliable source. He went to Thomas Father office and all. So these people are they are the people that betrayed the CDC with E long time ago. All the information concerning the president were in there, the president did there, the president did there. That all these people were leaking all the secret. Oh, they were working. They were part of the CDC, but they were no heartily. They were just wanted to see what the president could do for them. And today they believe they are right. So Prince will hear more tension coming in the Republic of Liberia until 2029. But as CDC people say they pray for the government to live longer, that they want that Jeremiah Queen. If Jeremiah Queen come to power, it will be a different ball game, Prince. You mute him.
Yeah, thank you so kindly. Thank you. My brother Frank, I just want you to use the next 1 minute. Let's close this as we go to our second issue that has to do with the delayed in salary for members of the armed forces of Liberia. The police power for them almost 9 months. A very good number of them they take pay. So they didn't even get time for them. They put a kidding themselves for chicken feed. They didn't even get time for them. But the military people decided to rest. So I just want you to close up on this particular issue that has to do with the in-house fighting at the House of Rep, and then we can go on to our next topic.
Um, we already said it, right? And like we all said, we're going to keep discussing this because um
Mm-hmm.
the reality here is right. Maybe other people are not looking at it at the on a bigger side, but like you said, Prince earlier, right? This was actually a coup d'etat. Let's be frank here. The only thing was not a military, but this was a coup d'etat within the house because the speaker was not in the nation. The speaker left the nation and traveled out for an international duty. And then they seen that he left. The next day, this whole thing came out. While he was in the country, they never brought it out. They waited. So this was actually planned. It was planned to do, right? It was planned. They knew this man was going to travel. It was all planned already. Because by the time the man left, the next day they carry on their coup. Okay? But there were some brave soldiers on the other side who said, no, this can't go on. If this should go on, this man should be in the country. Now, there was other CIA who were there that went as a CIA, right, to get the evidence. Because had it not been those guys acted in that manner, right, we were never going to know what went on behind the scene. But these people who acted like a CIA went to get the evidence to put their signature on that paper so that they can have the 25,000 life in their hand. And then not only that, have a signatory paper or the sheet to prove that this is the evidence. These are the evidence. Had it not been those guys use their head to do this, right? Those guys would have come to say that lie. There was no private, nobody paid 25, nobody signed anything. But those guys, to be frank here, they saved the state. Those guys were elected to actually protect the Constitution and to do the right thing. And for each time we talk here, right, I want us to always mention those guys' names. Look, if you do good, we should say it. And if you do bad, the same way we will continue to ring, how they call it, doorbell in your ear. That's how those that will do the good, we should continue to praise them because that will enable them to do more. That will enable them, how they call it, to be elevated, to do the right thing. And this goes to the Liberian people. Like women, I mean, sometimes when women speak, right, and I agree with him, all right, that Liberian people, I think, look, it baffled me when it happened in Kenya. For some of us, like we are Pan-African and we spoke about it, we bring those things up on our channel, all right? But when it happened in Kenya, you saw the citizens in Kenya, how they got out. And Liberian people were sharing it. Oh, the Kenyans are doing the right thing. Look at the Jay-Z. Look at this. But when it comes to them, they don't want to do it. When it happened in Nigeria, we covered the story. Liberian people were sharing it on their various platforms, on their Facebook pages. Yeah, like Nigeria are doing a good thing. Nigeria are fighting against corruption. But now, when it comes to them, they do want to do it. Back for me to the extent that there are Liberians who even support the removal of the Speaker of Rockford. Like we said, we are not against what should be removed, right? But bring the reasons. Let it be constitutional. Let it be democracy. Let it be for a sole purpose of the governance, not to go grab someone to remove. But for me, when I see Liberian supporting the majority bloc, knowingly, seeing vividly what has been going on or what is going on, and you still support these people. But you will support Kenya, the Jay-Z, for doing the right thing. You will support Nigerian citizens for doing the right thing, coming out and pointing out the corruption in their country. But when it comes to Liberia, we say, and I think this is the time, like Chris said, we should go to the so-called underwater area or whatsoever to the hotel and demand that these lawmakers should come out. That is not the capital building. That is not where they're supposed to meet to go and discuss about Liberia. Look, the capital building is not under construction. The capital building is not under siege. That they have to go rent somewhere. In the first place, who paying for that place, the hotel? Who paying for it? You Liberian people, you said you don't have money to send your daughter, your children, your son to schools. But these are the people using your capital to go to a hotel, to sleep there, leave their wife, leave their children, leave their home, going to a hotel, sleeping there and spending your taxpayer money. The time you're supposed to be speaking against these things, you're not doing it. I think this is the time that you need to wake up to do something.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly. Fellow Liberians, this is very deep and this is too much. I don't want you to only look at it from a one-sided standpoint. This is another issue that is boiling under this whole thing. Jeremiah Cohn has a very big hand in what is going on. And the
Yes.
reason
He
why
want to be
Jeremiah
president.
Kun
Yes.
is doing all of this thing is because he
He's
wants to
a
form a
yes, you're
base.
right.
He wants to form a base. Jeremiah
He
Kun
forming it
believes that,
already.
yeah, he believes that with the way things are going, the boys that are with Joseph Numa Boyka may end up kicking him on the side. You can see that there is no good, I mean, Jeremiah Kun is just virtually like somebody who is just parked on the side. And it is the Sylvester Grispe, the big hands in the place there. They are the one actually running things. So Jeremiah Kun fear is that, look, when you look at the House of Senate that he preside as, president of the Liberian Senate, there is a serious rift. I mean, a serious fight between he and Yombli Kanga Lawrence, because Yombli Kanga Lawrence is having an ambition also for 2029. So she is also building a base around her. And Jeremiah Kun is not giving that particular, let's say, one would say that freedom in the house. He is not giving that freedom. As I speak to you, Yombli Kanga Lawrence is seriously sick. According to the information she fell off, she has stroke. According to what we are hearing, we don't know how true it is. Let's pray for her. But she was hit by stroke. So as I speak to you, she is seriously, seriously sick and is hospitalized. So there is a big fight going on in the House of Senate because Jeremiah Kun wants to solidify a base in that particular house. If you observe, right, in that particular house, it is whether we believe it, we take it, or we leave it. They play a very pivotal role to who becomes the next president of Liberia. Over the period, since after the war, they play a very significant role of who becoming the next leader. So Jeremiah Kun wants to build a base because outside of these houses, he do not have any base. In the executive, who are those that he have in there? He ain't got nobody there. Forget it. All that thing, he ain't got no plenty of people there. So he is building a base. So to build the base, now that the House of Senate is not a conducive soil for him to manipulate people and to form a base, he decided that, look, what we'll do is that I can use my own man, Koga, to carry on an insurrection in the house. This thing that they're doing, they want a solid base that will be able to protect Jeremiah Kun interests. And this is where it's going to be ugly because at the end of the day, look, let's just make this case, let's just make a hypothetical case here. Speaker Funati Kofa is removed. The biggest fight, we will experience it. Because it will be a fight between the Unity Party people and that of Jeremiah Kun people. That's what is going to happen. Between the Nimba block that is there now and that of Joseph Nyuma Boyka people. Because they will not want to allow Richie Kun to even say that. Because they believe that Richie Kun is in tune with Joseph Nyuma Boyka. That Joseph Nyuma Boyka own the people down there. That he own a man. So Jeremiah Kun will want to use people like Co-Garden to ensure that Richie Kun does not say that the place you will see the hell of a fight between the president and the vice president in the various houses. Because Jeremiah Kun will want to solidify his base. The boys that are behind Joseph Nyuma Boyka will also want to solidify their base. So this is terrible. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Take on one and see what will happen. But my brother Jake, let's hear from you as we conclude on this matter
Yeah,
and move to our second issue.
yeah, pretty said it. This is not a conspiracy. We've been saying it in long, long time. Preach another hand playing this game. And listen to me. The followers, well, listen. Let me tell the Unity Party people. They say they're smart, but you're lazy Unity Party people that you're ruling this country right now. You don't be dummy. You remember Queen Justin's story. You don't have Queen Justin brought Jeremiah Kun because of Nima Kante. He eliminated a youngly Kanka who everybody would expect to be the vice presidential candidate because they couldn't select comics. Everybody knew in the country, but the greatest surprise. So even the Unity Party people, listen, because people say, oh, Jeremiah will be running control, Jeremiah will be control, will be in control. Let me tell people something here tonight. They let it go and read elaborate constitution. Even Joseph Boakai to be in coma for 1 year, 10 years. He can never be impeached. Let me tell the people, they not read the Constitution, they not follow our Constitution. Only death, only death. Then they can bring, then the vice president will take care. Just about that, he can be laying down somewhere for 1 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. Alone, so can support. The president, for a medical reason, will select somebody to be in charge until death in our constitution. Let me break it down. Let me go read. And the next thing in the constitution, probably they were amended. We can never bring former president to justice. You can never bring former president to justice. It's not in our constitution. I want today, they used to be targeting, oh, when Joe Biden move on power, will bring Joe Biden to justice. No, it's not in our constitution. The 1980 or 81 constitution is not written there. It's not part of it. Follow the rule, follow the constitution. So all that thing Jeremiah keep doing, they can never impeach Waka until death. So let me remind them all that thing. Some of them, they know the constitution. Let them go read. Because all of the info he became, because the thing when they began new speaker to impeach the president on that he now said that kind of bring all a medical record. Henry Costa said that thing before. They get all a medical record and get the pacemaker, all this and the thing they won't do. They because they know the public looking level, they don't get asked. They cannot wait to 2029. No, because what Jamaica will now be one of the ways. So they do everything possible in 2 years time, in 3 years time, to try to impeach the puppet. Then when they will bring it in their house, now they won't speak up for. If let me tell you, someone blew everything up. He can never be speaker. He know that one can never be the speaker. They will be as president will be on influence. So the United Party can be wiser. Their target is they want because Jamaica answer to become president ahead of time. So that's the reason of conspiracy. Everybody that knows politics will read between the lines. So that is it.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. I want to start from you on this issue. Members of the armed forces of the Republic of Liberia. It is scary. The data communication, which I want to put up here, and I want to read this quickly. Let's see if we can have this
And
here.
non-communication.
Yeah, it's a very, sunny communication. But it says HQAFL 3/A C the distribution. Okay, 30 October 24. It says delay in salaries disbursement for the month of October 2024. Reference A. uh, Chief of Staff verbal directive dated 30 October 24. 1. HQ AFL was informed by Ministry of Defense, that is the MOD, of a delay in the disbursement of salaries for the month of October 2024. The High Command of the AFL vide reference it regrets the situation and is concerned of the potential hardship that this delayed is caused or will cause, personnel of the AFL and their dependents. Reference A further indicated that HQAFL is actively working with the appropriate authority to resolve this temporary situation and to ensure that payments are made as soon as possible. 2. In view of the above, I am directed via reference A to call on all J and special staff as well as unit commanders to inform their respective personnel of the situation and that personnel are to continue being patient and exhibit the highest level of professionalism. I am to add that personnel of the AFL have always demonstrated resilience, dedication, and discipline in the face of challenges, and the AFL, as a force for good, will overcome this temporary situation together. 3. This is respectfully forwarded for your information and necessary action. Signed, Retired General Jido, Lieutenant Colonel for Chief of Office Staff. That is one. I just want us to leave this and I want us to discuss this. My brother Jake, what does this communication indicate to you? You live in a very advanced country, where the military or the security forces are well taken care of. You was in Liberia and saw what happened during the war. You are not a stranger. You know what happened there. What does this mean for our security? What it means for the security sector? What it means for the safety of the Liberian people? What kind of sound are you hearing from this particular letter? Let's hear from you, sir.
But let me remind Liberians here, followers, everybody know George we are sick. Agree I can call the president recent. I start thinking something because the president European. I start thinking that his little bit of sacrificial lamb for the Republic of Liberia. I would break it down for Liberian people. Kudos to him, bravo to him for saving the peace of that land again. Please let me remind you, when the present NSA boss, Chrissy Johnson, when he was chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia, when George Brown traveled to the World Cup, I think they were in Qatar. You remember the president was staying long. He told people, he said the opposition left, the opposition wrote him. There was sending a lot of text messages to overthrow the government. And you all know the continent of Africa, West Africa, a lot of coup all around, different countries. We noted for now, president we noted for overthrowing government. This guy has serious plan because they never won that election. They cheated. They were also to get to power. They wanted to hijack that nation. Let me tell you today, Prince, the chief of staff today from Norfolk County is a GC David, chief of staff David. Listen, all of them were supporters of the Unity Party. They were already in the armed forces. What armed forces like they were compromised? They were leaking information to the Unity Party during the George Brown era. They were doing all these things here. You know that's what our famous statement. He said, but you will never call it info, you will never release the information, this and that. But the only thing the mistake the president made at that time when the president came back as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia, he sort of summoned President Johnson to him. He said, well, I heard like a lot of communication, people saying, well, overthrow me. But who are these people? What's the answer? All the text messages say, what is he saying? But because a lot of people are advising the president with other things to not bring tension, he then let it slide. But as for all around the radical nation in Africa, they were sort of someone the chief of staff at that time because he knew who was sending out messages. All the messages keep for certain opposition leaders in. But today, the armed forces of Liberia is compromised. In Europe, you can never have it. They're not part of politics. No, they're not here to defend the nation for outside aggression and other things that are focused. But it's the chief of staff, he on Facebook, he campaigned for them. Joseph Boakai brought in their mainly on the travel land. So they all compromise. I think God was a whistleblower and leak that secret and leak that they were not paid salary. They were not paid salary whatsoever because during the job we had ever you will see they were protesting to all these things. But it's scary for our country. It's very scary that the Unity Party people, the administration take care. That they settle these people allowances or bonuses or whatsoever that salary pay for the whatsoever area they have, because you cannot play with the military. Besides the chief of staff or defense minister, any kind of crazy radical children can start. So we got to protect, we got to preserve the peace of that nation. Because we fought an ugly civil war for over 250,000 people died in the era. We don't want to repeat ourselves after they died. We don't want military thing to happen in the people of Liberia. We're going to red path, disregard our differences. We want our red path. We vote, we accept the vote. People come to power, people leave, we accept it. When the military come to power, every military country that come to power, they will go through. I gave you one scenario before. When they overthrow in Burkina Faso, in other countries like Mali, a lot of capital they took billions of dollars for the people cover. Today, half of them can recover that money. So we don't need no military. That is still all of quality. They shouldn't be compromised. Let the police do their job. But I hope the government, the Unity Party, people say they smart, let it settle this military. We shouldn't say unclean part. I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so very kindly. Frank, let's hear from you, my brother, in this particular communication. This communication is more than just salary when you read this communication in depth. But let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. There's a saying that says you cannot do nothing against the truth. You can't do nothing against the truth, but rather be for the truth or follow the truth or listen to the truth. And that is why we are here to say the truth, and they will listen, and they will follow, and they will hear. Once again, let me say this, like Wemo said, we will always be thankful to President George Manning Weah. Me, I call him president. I will not call him former. I don't care what people say. We will always be thankful to President George Manning Weah because it was under his administration, to be frank, that we experienced what a true democracy is in a 176 years old country. It was under his administration that we got to know what democracy is, that we got to define democracy, even though they always says to us, Liberia is the earliest democracy in West Africa, which for me, I disagree based on what I know, based on history, based on my research. Liberia is not. Liberia, in fact, is the youngest democracy in Africa. Ghana, democracy is older than Liberia. We just experienced democracy 2018. And you say you got democracy 1847. Who told you that? Unless you know your history. But again, let's go to the point here. From 2018 to 2024, or let's say, 2024 January, right? The democracy of Liberia got dissolved. We do not have a democratic nation or institution or society. Now, let us speak in the context. Let us speak in the context of this AFL saga. Now, bravo to them to write that letter. But if I were them, I was not going to write letter. That letter, again, for me, is useless, is meaningless. Well, we are rating. But let's do this. I will not speak because we want to educate at least the listener and the Liberian people as well. When each time we speak here, let them know what we speak here, we actually know what we're talking about. Now, before we're talking about the armed forces pay, the first question here is, how does the armed forces get paid? And the reason why I'm asking this question, I make a statement to say, we do not have a democracy. We do not have a government. We don't. And this is where I'm coming. So please bear with me. Let me lay my tissues. We do not have a government. Now, how does the armed forces get paid? Now, the armed forces get paid through the Department of Defense. Now, the question then becomes, how does the department, or where does the Department of Defense get its funding to pay the armed forces of Liberia, or the armed forces, or the armed body of the nation? Now, the Department of Defense directly get its funds from the Congress, or what we call the law-making body or the legislature body, through an annual appropriate process. Now, what makes it appropriate is because it is a special institution. It is a special money that you don't have to play with. This is not money that you have to go and talk about social worker or service and those things. No, this is a money. For example, you have a certain thing you call consider data form. Consider data. These are places where forms can never finish. These are places you take money from to pay, for example, speakers and things, or certain lawyer. They consider data form. These are places that You do not play form with, because at the end of the day, the person or the institution or the entity that you do not want to tamper with, when it comes to salary, when it comes to benefit, bonuses, whatsoever, it is the military. Now, in that, Congress or the legislature allocate specific amount. Now, why did they put allocate? Now, these are legislature terms that they know, and they know it. Allocate just means you put some certain thing aside. Okay? Purposely put aside. Purposely put aside, because that's not something you need to play with. So they allocate specific amount of money to the Department of Defense each year. Each year. So that's the first thing on their table. That's the first thing how they call it, the legislature is supposed to think of. That's the first thing when it comes to their functions, when it comes to their duty. That's the first thing.
They start to pay them already.
Okay?
They start to pay them already. Say yesterday, they start to pay them also.
Yeah, but it came out now. This is not even something that the armed forces is supposed to write letter. This is not even something that's supposed to come to the public in the first place. Negligence on their part, failure on their part to do the right thing. Okay? This is something they're supposed to do each year to make sure all fundings. First of all, now, if they are even asking for pay, for example, that is to tell you that Liberia is in a mess. That is to tell you that what are the equipments to protect the nation? Okay? Equipment to protect the nation. They don't have it. If they cannot get a pay, these people do not have benefit, like those things. For example, in the US here, that is something they don't play with. The US every year, apart from how to call it, a defense budget for like Israel or other things, then just for their nation, 1.94 trillion. I'm not even talking about billion. 1.94 trillion every year. That they, in fact, they put that aside. Even that's not something, because they know when you say the president is the head of a nation, that is to tell you the next person in command, even though we can say the vice president or the speaker or the temporal whatsoever, but in be realistic, the next person after the president are the army or is the army. The next person in a country, forget about the vice president. Now, that is just going according to constitution now, if you want to go by the constitution whatsoever or democracy or law. But the next person in command of a nation is the military. And that is what I always says, the president is the chief commander of the military. So the next person in line to the president or the executive is the military. So these are people you do not want to tamper with. You do not want to play with. Because at any time, they are not even going by the constitution. They are not going by what you call a democracy. They are not looking at lawmakers. They can take decision at any time, and when they take it, they take it. Nobody stay in front of them. So they are second in command of the country. So you do not want to play with them when it comes to any benefit, when it comes to salary, or when it comes to pay. That is why their pay are being allocated separate at the beginning of the year. Even before you even come to the middle, they already get their pay because it is already there. Once the month end, they take their pay. Whatsoever the time is show, they take their pay because the budget is already there. But when you have a dysfunctional government, and these are some of the things that we were talking about, okay? These are some of the things that got us sad. When President Josh Weah gave us the election, or when President Josh Weah succumbed to Joseph Boakai. And then they said we were angry. No, and this I think we were angry for because we knew the difficulty, we knew the tax ahead that was coming because we were already on the path of progress. And then an old man, 90 years old man, came and then take you back. And these are some of the things that we saw coming. We knew was coming. We were sad. Okay, we were down. Not because President Josh Weah got defeated, but because we knew we were going back again. All right, and these are the things that are happening. It is a negligence on the part of the lawmaker, on the part of the government, because we do not have government. First of all, let me say this, even before I even leave. A nation where you see two police officers fighting. And then don't forget about the chicken feed. Yeah, don't forget about the chicken feed. Yeah. But and next to two police officers fighting, Prince, and then all police officers standing around acting a bystander. And then you looking at another police officer beating another police officer are standing around. If to say they are civilian, if to say they are common people, and then that police officer beat his friend and kill his friend. Tell me if Liberian, ordinary citizens are fighting each other. Tell me if police will come to protect life. Tell me if police will come to defy the people. I mean to tell them what is right or what is wrong. Police will never come because they were on the scene when their police were fighting and one of the police died. Tell me what a lawless country that we have. Tell me if we have government, if we have leader. Tell me.
Thank you so much, my brother. My brother, you can call the number that is pinned right there. You can either call it on WhatsApp, and then we will hear from you. So you just add the +1 if you are in Liberia. You add the +1 443-991-3356, and you will be with us. So you said you want to contribute. You can definitely call, and then we will give you that opportunity. I'm sorry, we are not getting you. All right, so we have a caller here. I don't know if he is the one, but let's see. Uh, Hello, caller. Your name and where you've joined us from. Welcome.
This is Prince Physical Engineer,
All right.
and I call you guys from Texas. So I just sent you a text message, right? So we I love the topic. I love the topic, and I want to encourage you. Whenever you have a topic like this, you have a lot of Liberians that serve in the military over here and can be able to give you some insight, most especially when it comes to benefit that we have in the military over here that we can give advice or we can talk about. So I sent you a text message. I would appreciate if you can have one of us on the show to just give you guys our insight. We don't have to talk about, we are serving the military over here, but we are all Liberians.
Sure.
And this is the time that we come on these shows and try to educate our brothers and sisters back who are wearing the uniform.
Sure.
It's a very important topic. Look, over here in the military, if you can recall, we have had 3 government shutdowns. But look, even in the government shutdown, we still get paid. We get paid on the 1st and on the 15th. You don't play with the military salary. So it's a great topic, and I'll be glad if you can bring me up on the show so I can share some insight with our brothers and sisters serving in uniform.
Sure, definitely. You said you
Yeah.
want a message, is it on WhatsApp or on my
I think I sent it to your messenger.
oh, oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can send me the link, I would love to come on and just share some insight
Definitely. I will.
some of the benefits we have in the United States Army.
I will.
We are glad to be serving over here, but look, we still host Liberia as our motherland, and that's the love we have for our country, and we love to share that information with our people.
Sure. You can just send me a hi on how you call the thing WhatsApp. Then I will send you the link. So just send me hi on WhatsApp,
Okay.
and I will send you the link. Yeah.
This is your number, right?
Yeah, this is my number. Yeah, my number. Okay.
I'll do that right away.
All right. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So let's go to the line. I'm sorry, I'm not getting you, Wilma. I'm not getting you. I don't know.
I see you gotta know his name. You getting me now?
Yeah, I get his name. I get his name here. So let's go to the
Okay,
line.
okay.
We have a caller here. Let's go to the line. Hello, caller. Your name and where you've joined us from. Welcome.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Sherry. Just listening.
Oh wow. Okay. Welcome.
Nice seeing everybody. Yeah. Hey, Big Frankie. What's up, my man? I want to say hello to everybody, and I want to say hello to the listening audience. Mr. Sherry, you guys have said it all. And, Liberia, Liberia business is so complicated in the sense when you think about Liberia business, Mr. Sherry. as a young man or a young woman that come from that country. So it break your heart. It break your heart in the sense that necessarily look at our time in the 21st century where young people want to be engineers, want to be doctors, want to be lawyers, want to be entrepreneurs, want to be people that can be able to compare themselves with other people in advanced countries. But when you look at our country, Mr. Sherry, when you look at the people that surrounding the country itself, it just sometimes bring your spirit down as a Liberian. This is a country, Mr. Sherry, that people that surrounded themselves yesterday that were telling the Liberian people that they were coming to face this country because they had the experience. I'll give you an example. One of the person that claimed to be Liberian, Sylvester Gresby. This is a man, an old man that spent the rest of his life in Sherry. These are the people that were sitting in America, hunting down Liberia because George Weah was president. These are the people that were sitting in America talking about America position in this country because George Weah was president. These are people that have benefited from this country for more than 30, 40 years. That you and myself will never ever battle, will not ever benefit from Liberia until we die. Maybe our children oversee from where we start. We will not benefit. But these are people that have benefited from this country immensely. But look at our generation, Mr. Sherry. Look at you and myself age now. How many years we get to be able to say we really will benefit from Liberia? How many years we got? We born in chicken. I was trying to reason 14, 15. My little son got 11 grade now. Imagine that. I've never been into from Liberia. I woke up as a child in Liberia. I saw my mom playing potato grain, cassava leaf. She said potato grain for me to go to school. She said food for me to go to school. I've never benefited from this country. We wake up in a country where as children we only see war. We only see greedy educated people came and destroy the country, came and destroy our future. Today, the world has opened our eyes to get a reflection. So people that will come and say, you know what? Let's show the better face of Liberia to our unborn children, to our children, by giving them hope, by making them to feel that Liberia still has a future. But then you got people that came together and said, oh no, we don't want that. If we can't come back there, we'll destroy the country. If we can't come back there, we'll go back to war. If we can't come back there, we'll overturn the government. I can remember during President Weah time, when one of State and Water School reporter were even talking about in that other country, Joshua could be overthrown. I got a video. So when you look at Liberia, and it was every time, it was telling oh, Liberia will be on Christian principle. It can have a certain time though. Because what kind of Christian nation? People that claim to be God's people will treat their own people like slaves. Will treat their own country like they don't even have no empathy for it. Look at Liberia. Look, Mrs. Right? 177 years. You go to Liberia, everything is retrogressing. People, young people born in a country, there's no hope. You go to Liberia, the education system, everything is deplorable. The health sector is worse. When it comes to employment for young people, nothing. When you got individual people walking away with millions of dollars. Some of them coming in America, you're buying a property. Some of them coming in America, you're investing in nothing. So when I saw that as a young man in America, so now when I see the type of job I do, and I look at my life, I look at my age, I start saying to myself, what is the hope now? When are we able to say, okay, let me take a deep breath? When we see struggling. The Americans that we live with, we got to work double shit. Just so that we can take it outside here and take it our children back home, take it our family back home. When will Liberia be a country where people claim to be a Christian nation for people to be able to live like Christian people? Look at the country. You got a woman that already lived his life, Mr. Sharif. But look at what you're doing to the country. Tear the country apart. Instead of uniting the country, look at the division in Liberia today. It's high. Mr. Sharif, it's high to the extent that someone when I sit in America, when I look at myself and I look at all the people in our age range, and I ask myself, how do we treat each other like that? 177 years, are we still talking about fishing roll? No one, so in 7 years, people using $2 million, people using the whole $1 million in the fishing room, and they're suffering their own people. Look at what we saw this Boakai with the real condition with our people, Mr. Sherry. For God in heaven's sake. Is that how to treat your own people? And then your mouth go, you suffer, and start putting the grade send to school. And then when you get education, you acquire your job, you're making good money, and then you say your mother witchcraft. You turn your back on your mother that suffer under the rain, that can't one year to send you to school. But just in return back to pay her back, now you calling her witchcraft, you turn your back on her. Then someone like that looking at you saying you dies.
Thank you. Thank you so
It's
much.
it really hurt. So we're sorry for the time for me to
No
take the
problem.
time,
No
but it
problem.
really hurt. And you guys here every day, bringing the education, but looking there at the turtle, you washing the water on the turtle bag and the water, it can do nothing to the turtle that handle grow business is. I tell you, Mr. Sherry, maybe I don't know. But thank you, Mr. Sherry. Let me not take all the time. It hurt me.
Thank you. You always welcome whenever you have the time. I know sometimes you're busy. Just give us a signal for the
Lucy,
Friday presentation. You will definitely be with us. Thank you.
Prince La Lucy honey, eh?
Yeah, yeah, it's Lucini. You know,
Okay,
with this
I know it
issue,
was.
with this issue of the armed forces of Liberia, fellow Liberian, this is scaring for us as a people and as a nation. Like my brother rightly said, Prince said it from the very beginning, and our brother Frank rightly said it. Here, government like it can be shut down for even 90 days or 90 years. The military will always be taken care of, or the security sector, so to speak, will always be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Because they understand the importance of security. You know, America is the greatest in the world, not because of the buildings. You're talking about buildings? There are some skyscrapers that is in some other countries you will never believe that it is there. You never even want to believe. There are some areas when you see how the people are carrying on infrastructure development. My brother Prince, can you just turn the phone in a horizontal manner?
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that's good. We're great. So when you see how they take care of the military, now the reason why the first place we want to go when we come in this country, whether for someone at 2 years or so to just go there, do our lating and get is because of those opportunities. The value that is attached to the military. Because the day you make mistake, one day on the military is it means automatically you have just signed a letter to say this country should be unstable. So enough care is taken because they are the first line of defense and the last line of defense. You know, somebody somewhere somebody said, as a sniper, you don't take two shots in one position. No, you don't. That is, you somewhere you hear you bah, you fire. You say you sniper, you bah, fire, bah. Then you tell it simply again, you fire. They will kill you, and when you die, they play you will go. They injure them, will beat the hair out of you and send you to hell because that is the first instruction they will give you. You never shoot two times from the same place. I am saying this to me, Joseph Numa Boakai, and the people who are there right now, the people who are in the military, they were there before. So they know the rules, they know what it takes. The reason why you see them writing this kind of commission is coming is because those commanders that heading different, what I mean, grouping or so for our layaway to put it, they are experiencing what we call civil disobedience. It's happening in the army. It's happening. It is happening in the army now as I speak to you. People are not even going on assignment on time. People are murmuring, they are complaining, and they are these people were there before. Why will you make such a mistake, a cheap mistake? These people putting our life in danger, and when they try it, well, we want to welcome our brother. You know, sometimes we got to who I was say good. We want to welcome our brother Prince. My brother, welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I hope you guys can hear me clear.
Very loud and very clear.
Okay, all right. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you bringing me on. So my name is Prince PC Collin Jr. I'm President 7 in the United States Army. I'm a Staff Sergeant promotable, so I'm about to pick up my Sergeant First Class in the United States Army.
Kudos.
Um, for for more times we stay out of public limelight in Liberia, and this is the time that we come on board and help our brothers and sisters. Any way we can contribute, I'll always be here, most especially when it comes to um, the side of the men's in uniform. You can
Sure.
always count on me to contribute. So I thank you for bringing me up today. And
Welcome.
whatever way I can contribute, I'll always be here to do that.
Thank you. So, I want you to take us through, right? I want you to. You are an active, a man. You left from Liberia. I don't think you was a late child, 1 year or 2 years old. You left from there when at least you knew how to bring your own water and drink your own water. And you have been
Exactly.
looking at how things has been, especially let's restrict it to that of the military. How things has been.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell us from your own experience. Maybe you might not be part of the armed forces of Liberia, but you have seen some things. You have heard some things. You up there. What is it that you think that is happening? That the prestige of the military continue to dwindle. It continue to go down on a daily basis. That it is not even attractive. People go to the military because maybe they want to feed their family, but it is not as attractive that look, I can go there to serve with pride and dignity. Yeah, when we wear the uniform, we are even proud. Even when pay not coming, God forbid pay will come. But even when pay not coming, you know that yeah, you saw it. So what
it's,
is it? What
let
is
me
it?
hold
Let's
you.
hear from you on that.
Let me hold you there. Let me hold
Yeah,
you there. Come. I don't care what happened in the United States. You can shut the government down. The army still get paid. So
definitely.
just to make sure you guys understand that.
Sure.
We had two government shutdowns so far since I've
Hmm.
been in the military under the
Yeah,
Obama and under
and on a
Donald
Trump.
Trump. Yeah,
Sure.
but we still got paid. We get paid every first and the 15th. So let me just spell that out right away. We still get paid.
Hmm.
So yeah, like you said, man, I came to the States in 2011. My first job was at the Philadelphia International Airport, where I was cleaning planes. Yeah, literally cleaning planes for people to back the planes. That was my very first job in the United States, and I appreciate that job. But as a young man, I felt that was not enough. I wanted to serve. I do wanted to serve. It was a passion that I had. So then I joined the United States Army, and I can tell you, brother, I am not here to preach good service. I won't hide it for anybody in Liberia. The United States Army pay is not the greatest.
No.
I won't say it is. But you know what makes every man and woman that wear the uniform is proud? It's the benefit that come after the pay. It's the benefit we receive, the medical benefit for our family, the benefit we receive for education. I came to Liberia. I came to the States when I was just a senior student in the AME University. Today I hold a bachelor degree and master degree with a dime coming out of my pocket. There's something over here called tuition assistance that you
Yeah.
goes to the military, apply for the tuition assistance, and every school year the military gives you $4,000 to go to school. You can take one class a year, or you can take four classes a year, a year, and you can be able to go to school to earn your degree. So the service over here, you know, is something that the people look at and they are very proud of. Look, if you put on the uniform and you go out and just people see you out there and tell you thank you for your service. I've been to restaurant where people pay for my meal. I get you eating and I went to pay and they say, oh, somebody have paid for your meal. So the pride and dignity you have serving in the United States Army transcend everything. So at the end of the day, we over here are giving our lives for the people in the United States. We're giving our life for this country. Our brothers and sisters is doing the same thing in Liberia. They
Mhm.
need to be respected. Look, when you are reading the letter, there's no way the military should be serving letter to the government asking for salary. These people work. These people are active duties. Every morning they wake up, they put on that uniform, they are doing their job. Man, the least we can do, even if the government don't have money, the army should be paid first. So I am ashamed as a Liberian serving in the United States Army and getting the benefit of the taxpayer in the United States over here. And our people are serving back there. Our brothers and sisters put on our uniform back there. And they can't get the same service or the benefit that do there. It's a shame. It is a shame. So I'm standing, I'm sitting over here just thinking, like, look, one thing I can tell in a young person, if you come to the United States of America, right? This country is not roses. You can't just walk around. Nobody picking up money on the street over here. Gone out of days. Nobody just giving handout over here.
No.
But if you do a service for a country, you should reap your benefit at the end of the day.
Sure.
So that makes sure our brothers and sisters in uniform back home in Liberia, I respect it for the uniform to put on. Look on the guy's shoulder. They are not carrying no other flag on their shoulder. Every time I put on my uniform, there is a United States flag on my shoulder. I represent the United States of America everywhere I go. And it's the same thing with our brothers in uniform back home. They represent Liberia. And when these guys put on the uniform, we should respect them for who they are.
Sure. Let me take this call. There is a call here. I want to take this call and we'll come right back.
Yeah.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you've joined us from. Welcome.
Hello, Prince.
Yeah, hello, sis Josephine. How are you, Mama?
My name is Josephine Campbell from Iowa, Des Moines.
Okay. Let's hear from you, Mama.
I just want to say thank you guys very much. Thomas Pala is not surprising because when the children died, when they killed that boy in Thomas Pala, we see it from Thomas Pala that he was sad. After that, he took his sad long time. But it's okay. We are waiting for the final result from the Supreme Court before we know what to tell those ungrateful people. It's very sad for your business when you are not going to be part of CDC. The children are down from your county today. We're going to be alive like your children. Don't you have children, Thomas Fala? Don't you think about your children? But one day, God will strike on you. You will regret the meaning, especially you, Thomas Fala. For people, children, blood to waste because of you. And today, I know the parents are crying again. And today, Thomas Father, Jesus will fight for the children. Their blood are wasted in Lofa County will not go free. You will not go free. It will follow your great-great-grandchildren. God will fight for them. God will fight for them. But we are waiting. Sedition waiting for that last result to come out to see whether they will follow you too. Why? I'm a mother. You don't expect your child are sick because they're supporting them one man and they lose their life, and the man turn around and turn his back to not fight for the children but to fight because of uncle. Who you fighting for, Thomas Fala? Who they lost because they're fighting for Liberians or just their money? For that money you took. I know some of you finish using it. The curse will follow you for that money. Liberian people are suffering. So children went to bed today, they cry until they cry for them to sleep. For your children, drinking cold water, sleeping on the light while mosquitoes are with people in Liberia. While pregnant women are dying. But no, even the pain pill in the hospital to cool that woman pain down.
Hmm.
But you're sharing money. You're taking Liberian people money to fight them. But Jesus watching you. He will fight you. He will follow you. Not just you.
Thank you.
The same way the children suffering, your children then will suffer one day. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus bless you. It's so sad.
I know. Thank you.
Waiting for that final result. Bye.
Thank you. Wow. Sometimes this is what you get, especially when you have mothers calling. It's just that's why sometimes, it's emotional. It's really, really emotional.
It
But
is. It is.
but this is it, right? This is it. You have a nation. The last time we saw the wives, people who are attached to these military people on the street, all they were asking for is we want a better opportunity for our husbands. We want a better opportunity for our kids. We want better they were on the street, they had this thing, which they at the time, defense minister who was appointed, he did not take his post because of that. So everybody saw it, everybody heard it. But to see these people coming again, do you think that this is an intentional act of disrespecting, men who are in the force? Or it's just maybe we don't care, whatever, we know they can't do nothing? Yeah, my brother Jake, go ahead. Sorry, we can't hear.
You can hear me now?
Okay, yeah, you are okay.
Yeah, I want to say something to our military brother that in the U.S. Army. I will tell my brother here tonight, the military in America security force on planet is different from the Liberian army. They get all everything. Let me tell you, brother, the white people probably you go Liberia for a long time. It tipping your heart is salary, but once you hear me about salary. But this is beyond salary. Just listen. The military is highly divided. The military will be political. It's a different entity in America then.
Yeah.
But listen, during the George Weah administration, they did a lot of things to get the military divided. That release, now they release that whistleblower leak that they never paid them. They never paid them. Now while the military people came out to say, oh, probably did not accept it. Now as we hearing a story, latest story, they paying them now through the banks, the banking institution in Liberia now. Listen, send the government into power. One of the most dangerous things you're not even talking, you're looking at military. 300 EPS people were dismissed. 300. So, people are protecting the presidential in America. You know that the most desperate people by the military can assassinate anybody at any time. You don't see how it coming because they know about it. They know about EPS. 300. Nobody got anything to talk about it. You part of the military. Me ask you one question. Me, I'm a radical question. I'll pose the question to you. You are in America. When former president traveled to America, when the chief of staff told the Liberian people on a radio station, every online carrying that the test is saying a lot of text messages to overthrow the president. As a military man, what was your statement on social media, please? And my question to you. Now you having any Now you having any because they don't because on leak something go on that they didn't pay them. You say you started by it. But the one that was trouble our country, but the military said they want to overthrow. They're getting the military up to strong that time. I never saw your energy, but why not?
So I was in Liberia in 2020, where I took some physical PT uniform from a year to go and donate. I think about maybe 20 or 30 pieces, shirt and shorts. Because I have friends that was in the military before. Even Zianga, former chief of staff, is a friend of mine. So when the former chief of staff posted or had a press conference, I wrote the minister himself, Zianga. If he's can come on today, he can testify. I wrote him that was one of the greatest mistakes that a chief of staff can make. Greater mistake for a chief of staff of the AFL to go on national radio, even if it's a writing or press conference, to say people text him. Imagine you have you ever sit one day and just like most of you, I don't know what are you in the United States. Have you seen the chief of staff of the United States Army?
You are in
You are
Europe.
the
Are in Europe. Are
okay.
in
You are the largest, or you are the biggest, or the most experienced person in the army. For you to go on national radio and say people test you, look. And when I wrote him, I told the minister Zianga that if I was the president, the chief of staff would be arrested.
but
It said
I
it
said
is it is a national concern. It is a national security breach. If you say somebody texts you, that person should be investigated. The chief of staff should have been released of his post to undergo investigation because it's a national security threat for you to say somebody call you as a chief of staff, text you to, to it's almost like assassinating the president, overthrowing the president. In most African countries, we know that if they overthrow the president, they either kill him,
Yeah, sure.
right?
Hmm.
So if
Hmm. Yeah.
if he lives, then I mean he lives in exile. He's not coming back home.
Mm-mm.
So as a president, and that's the mistake the president made. Immediately the president got back to the country, the chief of staff should have been arrested, turned over to the national security apparatus to be investigated. So I saw this chief of staff walking around. So my only point was, look, brother, I'm only speaking out right now because I have reached the boiling point, right? Wherein we play with the military. And I can sit there all year, do whatever I want to do. At the end of the day, I belong to Liberia. I bleed red, white, and blue. And Liberia is my motherland. I can serve the United States Army all day, but at the end of the day, deep down in my heart, I know one day I will go back home to my country. So that's the only reason why I'm speaking right now. But if you ask the minister himself, he will tell you there are a lot of things I have done for the military personally that I won't come on this television today and on the show today to say it. But one of them was carrying uniform back home for soldiers, carrying ranks, because most of our soldiers, the ranks that on their PC or the ranks they wear on the uniform is almost the same rank over here. I have donated a lot to the military through Zianga because he's my friend. He is my friend. So I wrote him personally. I think it was 4-page paper or 3-page paper that I sent him to tell him that the chief of staff is making one of the greatest mistakes that any chief of staff in the military should make by going on national radio and talking about people want to assassinate the president or overthrow the president. That was a security concern, and I think the government should have taken steps.
Let's go to my brother Frank. Yes, sir. Yeah, let's go to Frank. Frank, you know of the situation. This is not the first time the wife of the military people complain. In fact, relative to that same issue, one of our funniest son was killed. Somebody shot the man and said, "Oh, the man take gun and put in your head." I know how to fire gun me, and I've
Yeah.
been firing. Before I came to America, I knew how to. Something we just leave it. But for you to tell us 6 bullet enter in somebody head, it was because of this same advocacy. We said it around this platform. I know the family of the man, the guy who Sonny in Lokinta. I know his family very well. Know his sister. So there are some things that they say we can't say it here. But the same advocacy that these people are advocating for, they lie that the people who jump on the street, some of them, they were encouraged, or it was Bobby that put them on the street and all kind of thing. And at the end of the day, Bobby was killed. Today, there is absolutely no investigation that has been conducted, and nobody is brought to justice in the military, in the army. My brother, this is not the first time. What is your own take for this letter? It's something that is big. It's something that is very big. There is anyway. Yeah, let's hear from you, my brother
You
Frank.
know, like I said earlier, right? writing a letter, right? For me, like I said, I'm not a military man, but if I was in a position, like I said, I was never going to write a letter. For that letter to come out from the military, like I said already, to be frank, the military is the second in command of any nation because they can overtake the country at any time, and you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, but
Nothing you can do about it.
sometimes those letters are internal memo. It just got exposed at all. But the military is authorized to read an internal memo. So it could be your internal memo.
Yeah, but now, like we must say, God leave somebody with some blow,
Yeah.
brought it out because look, like we saying, right? You see, I don't want to say Africa because I will limit it to my country, to Liberia, right? Certain entity, like when it comes to the military, they are not supposed to involve themselves into politics. But with Liberia, they have involved themselves into politics, and this is why things are going this way. Okay? Now, when this government came into power, the current government, when they came into power, they start sideline most of these officers, intelligent officers, well-trained officers. They took them from their post, from their duty, and then they said they were hired by CDC. They were CDC people. They were trained by CDC and all of those things, which is wrong. So the issue here is, let's say there's government that is putting down people. If they invest in training people, so and then next opposition leader come in and they go, are they coming to say it was UP government that trained you people? You people are UP people? It don't work like that in a nation. If you want to create a stable society, because at the end of the day, even the United States, that's why the United States here, people are serving the army. Look, this country, like Prince said, is great, and there are certain things that made them great. If you serve in the United States, because the US know that these people, they are trained people, even though they may not be in the army, they are still trained. The limits that you do, they can form group and they will do anything. So they create certain things for them, and when they come, they be part of it, like private security, those things. They go into private security, they go into private firm, and then most of them they work to the United States Postal Office, and then you go there like the United States know these things. And then
I'm not cutting you, brother. I'm not cutting you off. So once you serve in the military and you retire and go through the VA system, there is something called percentage preference. So they put preference and your number counts to a preference. So like me right now, I've done 12 years in the army. When I retire, I will be at 30% preference. So if you and myself apply for a job and I have that VA preference and I'm at 30%, I'm already outrank you when it comes to who they're giving the job to first. Yeah, so you have to attach preference. Yeah.
You just say that's what I wanted to say, but you just made it. So that's how it is, that's how it is. That's how it is for yeah, Even when I sang on a lay who one where, oh man, when the people see your record for the Liberian people, as soon as they see a record, they see you, oh man, like you will be the boss. You can even come there today. Somebody can be there for saying nothing who. You can't there. You already get that particular preference. You are given that particular opportunity. Go ahead, learn on this, my brother. And I have a question for our brother Prince. Go ahead, my brother Frank. Let's learn on this.
It is difficult for our country, and this is why it's bad, because the army are supposed to be neutral.
Pastor Success, can you turn your phone in a horizontal position, please? You turn it around. Is it possible? Just turn it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Go ahead, my brother Frank.
The army are so being neutral. They're not neutral because it is based on party line. It is based on political party line. And some of the people they lay off, they took from their duty, right? They have people to work in the army that they don't like for their colleagues that would just run for the duty. So they are in command, they are in communication with these people too. All right. And this is what, again, it is not right for our country. And what is going on with the military, to some extent, too, let's be frank here, the military too are part of the problem. Because from the past 6 years, the Honorable President Josh Manuel The military serve the interests of the opposition, to be frank, because they were the one, yeah, I would say alleged, it was alleged, that
Yeah.
put their wife, yeah, let me put it that way, that put their wife, military wife, and they were protesting on issues regarding benefit and those things. Meanwhile, they were getting benefit. Meanwhile, they were taking pay. All right. But now, this case, why are they not putting a wife there? And they are doing things uncovered. They are doing things on a secret. They're supposed to be neutral to act accordingly. And for me, I would not want for the military to be put in that kind of a situation. But again, they also put themselves in a situation as well because they are playing politics when you come to the military, and meanwhile, you're not supposed to play politics. You're
Yes.
supposed
Thank
to
you.
support and serve the interests of the country, regardless who can in it. Even if you are supporting a political party, you are in a uniform, you serve. You can communicate with your wife, hey, go vote for that person, don't vote for them. That's your business. But when it comes to serving, serve accordingly. So some of the issue here too, like I said, I don't want to see them in a position, but again, it also fall on some of them because like the military man was saying, like you already wrote your colleagues and told him when that issue happened. The fact that he even came out to say that somebody call him to control the president, that in itself, that in itself, you cannot have, like that statement. If you have kept that statement, the president come, call the president, and report the case to the president. Look, the person who call you or text you, and that person over as a military man.
Yeah. That would be considered as treason. So
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother Frank. Thank you. You know, I have a question for you, my brother Prince, but I want to make this
yes.
statement. I remember in 2005, 2004, 2005, when the SSR started their recruitment. At the time, I was in AME University.
Yeah.
So they went there and, they were encouraging students from the university, to form part of the new military and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And I remember the first benefit that we got, the first benefit that they gave, I was one of all of those who put our names down. They gave us a kind of a form of interest. They called it an interest form. They brought
Yeah.
that interest form. It
Yeah.
was a guy from the SSR called one Rec Sheck or some kind of some kind of, but his first name is Rec. So
Yeah.
when we went there, when they gave us that form, they put us in a particular room, and they had a lecture. They lecture everybody from there. Those who said they wanted the form and blah blah blah, they gave the form, and we're in that room. So when we went in the room, the first thing that they gave us, to admit, that was my very first time actually
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
eating that particular stuff. So they gave us what we call an egg dust, right? It's an
Yeah.
egg dust,
Yeah.
in the small, it's a kind of military canned food, the kind of egg dust. So those of us who took that paper, we went there. At the first issue they gave, they gave us the egg dust, and the guy said, well, they have the kind of things that where you can make the water hot and put it in the water, or you can take it, just mix it up and you fry it.
Yeah.
And so we were in the room there doing that was my first, let's say the first experience, of eating that kind of thing. So we open the thing, other people just take and put in the water, man, fry. Say, wow, my man, a egg yo. Other men we just bought it. Say, oh my man, a egg yo. So from there, we all that was in that room had that particular enthusiasm and say, CJ, wow, my man, we come and be American people now. The American soldier thing we're going to do. And to admit, I must say this for sure. When the SSR take charge of the army, because they was responsible for the
For
training of,
training.
of the
Yeah.
military. When
Yeah.
they took over the military, there were a lot of other benefits and there were a lot of other stuff that actually was happening. But immediately they left. That whole army there, it turned something away. In fact, to the extent that commandants who were on the barrack, who were on the base, they were telling the where people don't get it, people they kind of civil law training. We in Africa here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, funny serious life story. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, don't get it, people they kind of training. They're supposed to be eating that kind of food. I mean, man in Africa here can't eat that kind of food. I remember in 2006, 2007, there was a news that erupted The army people were going in the people fence, in the people yard, eating plum. A plum they were eating and eating grass, digging pantaka bud. That story was a real true story. These people say, let the people then suffer. We are in Africa. So my
Yeah.
question to you is, my brother Prince, you saw all these things, you witness, you hear it, and etc. If you are to advise the government relative to the military, taking into consideration what is happening in the sub region, just yesterday we saw what happened in Sierra Leone, where
Yeah.
according to them, they said they were able to suppress a coup. Where
Hmm.
we saw that. Look at Guinea. As we speak, Guinea is not in her best of time, especially with the military. Let's even look at right across the road. Let's look at how you call the people say Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Yeah.
Yesterday, a few days ago, Ivory Coast they had their own issues, and thank God to some extent it's quiet now. It's okay. But if you are to advise our leaders who are listening, what would be your word of advice, especially as it relates to the security sector, if we put it in that way?
The first thing we would do, right? My first advice would be the military is an institution by itself, right? So keep the military in like a little bubble, like they do in the United States. We were not drafted. We were all volunteer. We put our right hand up and we said, "Hey, I want to serve." And it's the same thing in Liberia. Those guys were not drafted. Those guys walk over there and said they want to serve the country. So keep the military away from your local politics. That would be my first advice. Do not create a tribal military like the president did, our present president, wherein the president chooses someone from his clan or chief or towns or county to run the military. The military doesn't work like that. And secondly, I would say, look, if you pleases the military, right? The military work for the people.
Mhm.
The military do not work for individual. You remember when our past chief of staff went with President Donald Trump
Mhm.
to take picture.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember what happened, right? Yeah, he got a backlash. And he came back and
He
apologized
regretted.
to the people. He regretted. That's
He
one of his
regretted.
greatest mistakes he made. Almost 35 years of service in the military.
Hmm.
And today he talks about it every time he has an opportunity. The military should be far away from the executive mansion.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to say in terms of distance or in terms
Sure.
of miles.
Yeah, miles and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking in terms of
Decisions, politics, and
decision making,
whatever. Yeah.
politics, or something like that. Keep the military away from your local politics. This is not their job. Their job is to defend. So, what's the first thing we defend? The Constitution. They are there to
Yeah.
defend the Constitution, and they are there to defend your local borders and defend the rights of Liberians. The military should be serving for everybody, not an individual. So my encouragement or my best advice I would give the government, look, keep the military away from you. Keep the military away from your executive mansion. Keep the military away from your local politics. These guys are not there for your local politics. They are there to serve the people, defend the Constitution, defend the country. So, Mr. President, I am begging you, Mr. President, you need to go back and rethink. Why would the president be from Lofa? And the chief of staff of the military is from Lofa. I know it's not in our constitution. He can pick his chief of staff. But at the end of the day, the chief of staff should be in the interest of the people. You shouldn't be picking people close to you because you feel comfortable with your tribal man or your tribal woman. And not everybody who serves in the military have to be defense minister. Come on. Why are we making military personnel? Look, these guys came to school over here, learn the best of military tactics and stuff, and then you take them back home, take them away from the uniform to be defense minister. Why are we doing that? Why we keep taking our brightest, the best, the people that are supposed to lead the way? Look, in the military, there is something called leadership structure. So you have something to call leadership structure, right?
Hmm.
Wherein it's timing service and timing grade. So you can make 20 years in the service and you can make 10 years in your grade. So what we're doing, we are what the word I'm looking for. We are limiting the knowledge and the experience of the
Sure.
military by taking the best out and taking it to the defense ministry. You did it with Zianga. And when Zianga took that position, I wrote to him. I said, oh, my brother, all your years in the army, you allow the president to take you from the army to carry you to defense ministry. And right after that 6 years, if the president leave office, your military
Hmm.
career is done.
It's done. It's done.
It's
You are
done.
disgraced, basically.
Your military
Yeah.
career is done. And this is what happening to him right now. Same thing with Prince C. Johnson. And this guy should be there to help the next corps officer to be able to take that position. But we keep taking it away from the army, taking it to the defense ministry to serve, which is wrong. Which is wrong. A defense minister don't have to have military background. Don't let nobody fool you. You don't have to
Sure.
serve in the military
Sure.
to be a defense minister. You don't. It's a privilege, it's an opportunity or the knowledge to lead. But at the end of the day, it should be somebody who's retired. You shouldn't be taking somebody from active service, retiring them compulsory to go and serve in a defense minister post.
Hmm.
Show me one of the
Wow.
defense minister from Zianga to the present defense minister. They are not going to work effectively if you take them out of the army directly. These guys are supposed to serve, retire honorably, and then maybe have some. They already have the military bagging, have some educational bagging, and then you can put them into the defense ministry. But you cannot take them from military service. Active duty are already. They are not retiree. They were all active duties, and you took them out of the active duties component, reducing the manpower, reducing the educational power, reducing the strength of the military to put them into the defense ministry, which is wrong.
And you think, for me, this is where I think Liberia, to some extent, we are messing things up. These people are almost like the resource bank of our security sector. Here in the United States, people keep people up to the age of 60. You will be
Mhm,
surprised.
mhm.
These people, they are active resources bank, so to speak, of the military. They strategize and they play what we call sensitive, or yeah, to put it this way, common man way, sensitive operation for the
Yeah,
military based
yeah,
on their experience, etc., etc. I just put it that way, etc., etc. These people, they are not, they don't just kick them away because, oh yeah, the man age. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. These people are of age, but they are the most experienced. Like I gave you an example, which I know because it's out there, everybody will know. The operation that was carried out to fish out Osama bin Laden. Those who planned that particular operation, about 85% of them, they were not of the age that we are. These were people who have served on different operations. Different operations. They were the ones who put that entire operation together. They were the ones who put it together.
mhm.
The only people that you see, in fact, the, the major actors, they were the major actors, the planners,
Yeah,
including the implementers. They, how you call, one would say, like what we say in a way, the people who were backing them were maybe some of the active people, but those who went on that operation, they were people who, there were people who have the years of experience and etc. And that's why you saw that operation was very smooth, less casualty and etc. But if you are taking people who are supposed to serve and who are supposed to be the resource bank of our,
military.
institution, if
Yeah,
you are taking them and putting them into civilian life, and it is unfortunate that these civilian life are not even providing any, they are not opportunity.
no.
Somebody you hear former, how you call soldier man will go to some kind of place, some kind of Lebanese man will tell you, say, John, be all in the steel raw usher. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. John, how the other steel raw usher, how this other one usher. I don't know. I received some kind of signal here.
Yeah,
Facebook is telling me,
I think
I
somebody.
don't know, it say uh, the life might go or report you reporting what kind of anyway. I don't
Yeah,
know the people.
somebody
Oh,
report.
my people they start again on me.
They don't want to hear
They start
the
again.
truth
Yeah.
that this stuff.
Facebook just sent me some kind of message.
Yeah,
They
chief,
say,
that
you know,
security team, they probably won't hack you because security
anyway,
All
will
right.
change the
yeah.
First
way.
of all,
No,
let me
nobody
get a
coming out.
disclaimer. Let me get a quick disclaimer up here, right? I am speaking as a Liberian who's serving the United States Army. I'm not speaking as a United States Army personnel over here. So
Yeah.
maybe y'all see me on the show. Don't think like Staff Sergeant Kalon is talking for the U.S. Army. I'm not saying nothing against the Army over here. It is my right because I hold the citizenship of Liberia. I am just a green card holder who's serving the United States Army.
I
So
think
I
Thank
hold a
you.
green card and I serve in the United States Army,
But
and
friend,
I have the right to
Yeah.
talk about my country.
that don't finish. Friend, let me say
Y-
something. Let me tell you one
Yeah.
scenario
So
that happened in Liberia. Listen,
yeah.
nobody will stop off from talking. Even the hard listening will talk. Everybody get free of
That,
speech.
anything here Facebook say, I don't know what kind of thing we sharing that is so sensitive and I
so.
put
I don't
nobody.
think so. I
What
don't
up
think
here?
so.
And
That's what happening. That's what happening. It's not even about privacy or something. Right? It's not that. It's opposition watching the show, and what we are saying here, they know it's about their government, and they don't like it, so they
Yes.
report it to
I
Facebook.
better go there and want to report
Yeah, they
the
report it
page.
to Facebook that because each time you report something, Facebook going to take action, but it's not like going to flag your video, but they're not.
Yeah, just
So one of them reported it because what we say here, they know it is true and it is about their government. They want to hear it, so they reported
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
my people are begging you. We're not talking nothing. We nobody causing Joseph Nyuma Boakai. You please lead the page. I will your full. Long time.
yeah,
I move in your chat room. I can't go there. I can't make noise there. I will your full. You
yeah.
leave. Oh yeah, let's survive. Yeah, you
And
leave.
friend,
Let's survive. I beg you. Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead,
say
my brother.
something.
Wilmore. Yeah,
Let
go
me
ahead,
say
sir.
something. Nobody
Yeah.
afraid of Masaka, but not searching nobody. He can't do that. You know, say the American Congress calling before. That freedom of speech here, nobody is sorting here.
Yeah.
They get a lot of radical people going on Facebook, they talking. Let's see. Pray. Let me tell you something. I told you the AFL is compromised. The compromise, the defense minister. So let me tell you the scenario. Remember when the president was arriving at RIA, who they send to the RIA? So military. What the military want to do with the RIA? They send it. So they are compromised. They
Yeah.
are security. Let me tell you, Chris, I told you something here. You won't believe me. You will believe me. You will come to say, yeah, you will keep the video recording. You will tell. I said the United Party people don't let they don't tolerate. They let somebody to go against them. All the hierarchy of the security forces, all in the security apparatus, they run by so one them. The NSA, they brought the former chief of staff, EPS, all the places, defense minister, I mean, the AFL. So all the security apparatus, they own a wash. So they want nobody to protest. They scared of protest because when they don't govern good. You see when they govern the republic that grew up, you see people protesting. The country is hard.
Yeah.
The people believe that they were taking the laboratory, they can deliver the country. They can deliver the country. They know it hard. They know it hard. They come to power now. They see reality. Now there's not a propaganda time. A time to govern during the opposition time. To water school, he stay on George where I am for. He stay on propaganda. I'm not gonna miss that. So we're not in the picture anymore. Jawa is not on the picture anymore. The old propaganda is time to govern. Let it govern. They say they can change the country. We what if I change
Sure.
the country? 1 year
Thank
coming now, they don't do nothing. So the military need to stay out of politics. They need to stay out of politics. And the fact we talking here, so that the reporting will Facebook, they will tire reporting you. They will say
eh,
we
thank you,
tire talking.
my brother. Let's hear from Pastor Dennis. You know, he wasn't here. Pastor Sunset Dennis, welcome. I'm very sure you've been following, listening, and let's give you the opportunity the next 3 minutes to hear from you. Let's hear from you, sir. Welcome.
All right. So thank you, Prince, and thank you, my fellow panelists. The first thing I want to start with, since you guys are discussing the security of the state, specifically with the armed forces of Liberia. I think the army. like my colleagues have been saying, they've been compromised, and the best in our armed forces have been, taken off the army because of some political reason. Some of the guys they retire it's just because of political reason,
Yeah.
and some of them they choose to be used as by politicians to do what they did. But there's just one thing I want to be very clear here. In our armed forces, right? Whether be an ex-general or be a retired soldier, whatever, the law requires that when the country needs you, they will call you. Once the country needs you, they will call you. It's
Yeah.
just very unfortunate that we don't pay our veterans. But by right, those guys will be having some compensation because when the country needs them, the country will call them. But that's what I want to say about the armed forces of Liberia. If care is not taken, the worst will happen. To be honest with you, what happened was it today or yesterday with our communication that leaked out of the armed forces of Liberia? If I was in charge as a chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia, I would launch an investigation, know by whom that document came into the public. All right. The army is a unique institution. That is why the army has every component of life that you think about. You enter the army, you will see the engineering battalion, you got the civil aviation, the Air Force there, the navys are there. Even there, you go there, you see the agriculture. I can remember you have the agriculture battalion in the army, right? So I'm trying to say to you that security institution is the most unique security institution in the entire world. Right? So for you to be playing politics with them, it's dangerous. Now, if this government continue, you know what will happen? Because every year your army is rated at a certain level. That is how you are qualified to go for peacekeeping mission. That's how you are qualified to go on certain international operation because the standard your security have reached. During on a certain time when the SSR, the security sector reform, when they were in Liberia, they train armed forces, they train the police, they train all the security apparatus, okay? And Liberia came to level 1. I think level 2 or level 1. That's how Liberia became qualified to send troops to Mali. Liberia qualified to send to other places. I think we have, during the Africa stuff, we have police and things that went to Africa. Even as I speak to you, we will have police somewhere in the world again. Okay? So, but it's because the security apparatus was born of politics. We would start to politicize our security apparatus and our rating drops in the world. They will stop men from Mali, they will send them back. They will send them back. The United States was definitely send them back. They don't want to have an army that is compromised. The armed forces of Liberia, sensitive communication of that nature coming out into the public. You know what? You know the implication of that. It's not good for our country. It's not good at all. One of the most secret institutions in the world is the army. Everything that happens within the army is classified. Okay? So for people to be playing with the army, the way they play the toy with the armed forces of Liberia, it just I don't know how to describe it, but it's just unacceptable. Okay? It's unacceptable. Do you know the level Zianka? If you stand down there, you allow yourself to be politicized. Because if you allow a political institution or a government to retire you early retirement because You cannot leave a man in uniform and make it defense minister.
No.
You have to get a uniform off him. And the way you do that is by retiring him. Now,
Yeah.
when you retire him, he becomes a retired general, retired colonel, retired sergeant, whatever. When he leaves that position as a, he now go into the level of civilian. He's still a soldier because soldier is always a soldier, but at that point, he's no longer a uniform soldier. Right? They have done it to many of our soldiers that I know. Free Johnson, or Sianka, even when Charles took over, they did to Philip Akama, they did to Hezekiah Boyne, all those brains brought back. You
Yeah,
know
that's
how
a
many
mistake.
soldiers
That's a mistake we continue to make. You don't have to serve in the army to be a defense minister.
we know people. Yes, so you want a soldier to be a defense minister. Maybe you know your reason. But there are a lot of soldiers well trained, professional around the world that can run the army. And that's what Mama Sani did. When she took what she brought Brandon Samuka as a defense minister.
Yeah.
He's also the man. He has a spirit mind. Because he brought him as what? Defense minister. But Prince, I want to end on this. The reason people have decided they have started politicizing the army is to instill fear in the population. They try to instill fear in people. And I can say this for free. On Monday, Liberians are trooping to the Capitol building. If you lie, you can scare them with the army, you can do whatever you want to do. But Liberians have decided that they have to take the authority in their hands. That's the only way our government will listen and learn sense. But for the army have been compromised already. I heard one of my brothers are talking and saying that he said, chief of staff for local, president for local. Well, I guess one you need. The 22 cabinet ministers, 15 of them from local. That's the kind of
Thank you.
government we have.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. There's the last issue I want us to talk about. Maybe we can use the next 1 minute, 30 seconds to just make our thoughts on it, and then we'll call it a day because we have exceeded our time. But I want to start
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my brother Frank, and that has to do with the increase in the tariff. We just saw a communication from the Liberia Electricity Corporation. There is a company, I don't know, there is a company that is in Liberia, and according to them, they are almost like a kind of subsidiary, company that will be able to help to ensure that electricity is good, is provided very well. Is I don't know, but from what we are seeing here, according to the information, they want to increase the price or the tariff of electricity in Liberia. Let's hear from you, my brother Frank. What is your own take? I'm trying to find the communication and I will find it. But what is your own take on this increase, this increment on the price of electricity? I think on the price of megawatt or so. They want to increase it. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah,
Let me
why
find this thing.
right? I'm going to take the time given to discuss everything, and
Okay.
I just want to maybe talk 30 seconds of my time about this whole security issue. I had a friend that was in the military, right, in Liberia now, and he was one of the person that President George Manneh we are sent overseas for training, and he was in Texas, for training. I used to communicate with him, like send him something, when he was there on base and things. And then graduation, he went to Liberia. He came back from Liberia. He's in the US. I'm not going to call it state, but he's in the US here. Yeah, so he communicated with me. I said, my man, when I thought he saw be, so your man in Liberia, he said, my man, that kind of thing are going in our country. I left. I said, so you just, train for nothing. So he said, brother, there are a whole lot of things going on over there. And, people saying this, people saying this, and, that CDC government train or that CDC government saying all this. So it's just too much. I left. I don't want no problem. He's sitting here and he got good training here in Texas. And so he said, but he came back to the US for nothing. And that's the same thing we're talking about, that the security apparatus, is compromised, have been compromised, is political, But let's just go to the issue of the increment in the electricity issues.
Hmm.
I think we have been saying these things, some of these things, from the very first time this government came into power. And we are seeing a lot of issues going on. Like we said, this government does not have money. This government does not have the connection. And the truth of the matter here is, like, I think I said it before, no African government will effectively function if you don't have connection, if you don't have international connection, if you don't have partners, if you don't know how to go out there to sell your nation, to talk. Look, in Africa, when you are a leader, we have all these resources, right? But we don't know how to make use of it. In Africa, when you are a leader, it's like you came from a college and you have how they call it, you have a resume, and you have to go on the internet or put your resume out there for job to pick you out. That's how Africa is like, because we don't have a system that when this government leave, this government come and follow that same system already, because it might be there, but the next government that coming is not in line with the government that is going out. And like, for example, Liberia, what we saw, what we are seeing with this government came, want to silence everything the past government had in place. And as a government, if you do that in Africa, to be specific, you will not succeed, especially when you don't have the connection or the international partner like this government that we have. And that is why they are struggling. So for each, because in order not to function, they have to go to the citizens, they have to tax the citizens, okay? Huge amount of money on everything that they do in order to raise money. Again, taxing the citizens in a country where 80% of the citizens or 90% of the citizens don't have job. They have, in fact, they live on hand to mouth. They don't have jobs. So even if they tax them, how are you going to raise that money, right? To effectively run the country. So what I do here is every little place, like for example, or entity or institution that are in a country that they think, it is on demand of the citizens, they're going to tax it. So for example, electricity, they know that Liberian people need the electricity. I mean, they need electricity. So electricity is going to be on demand. Okay. For example, like if we importing stuff in a country, like the last time, Brother Prince, we sent 2 cars to Liberia, right? The car landed to Liberia. Look, one of the cars, because I sent a Lexus, this guy, they charged me extra $1,000 for the Lexus because they said it was a luxury car. Yeah, extra $1,000. Now, apart from that, they charged me another $2,000 to get this car. So I paid $3,000 for the car. Meanwhile, I paid $1,500 to ship one car. And then when the car got there, just one Lexus, I paid $3,000 because they know those places are on demand. Now, if they don't pay that money, your car leave there. So they take your car, right? So that's what they do. So they go to a specific sectors that they know those sectors are in demand, and then tax is heavy. And then they put a burden on the citizens. And that's the kind of government we have in power, because a government that don't have that connection, don't have the leverage to go out there to see this government go in power. For example, look, it's just like, for example, again, I'll give this example. You come from college already. If you send your resume out there, if it's not well written, if it is not written in certain format, it is not going to be picked up. They are not going to call you and think. So, for example, if you even have 4.0 GPA on your resume, what they're looking at is services that you have provided, like your experience. So someone who have 2.0 GPA on a resume, if they have more services or more experience, that's that person they're going to take. So this go to the president who they said he served for the 2 years. So for the 2 years in government serving, it's like he had 4.0 GPA. But again, he does not know how to sell himself out there. His resume is not solid because his resume does not how to put it, reflect for the 2 year experience that he had because he did not build that resume good. So that is why he has traveled to so many countries. He is unable to sell his country. He is unable to lobby to go back with money to the country. So because of that, he have to go now to the legislature in the country that is on demand to tax a heavy. Now, where the Liberian people are going to afford that money when they are not working,
Sure.
no job in the country, to be able
Thank
to
you.
pay for electricity? So it's going to be hard.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Before we go to our brother Frank, our brother Wilmot, I just put it up here, right? And I'm sorry that we do not really have the time to read all. But when you look there, you will see the increment in this particular communication. But maybe during the week, I'll find a time to be able to explain it because now time is not in our favor. But when you look there, to just point out some things to you, you will see that they have something called the social tariff. On the social tariff, the current charges that they have made to that particular social tariff is 15 cents that they have added. They propose a rate that is the current rate, what they have now for social tariff. I don't know. I need to read the document. Maybe I will do that tonight, and maybe tomorrow we'll talk on it. But they have 15-cent current for the social tariff. Now, according to the proposal, the new proposal is saying that instead of 15 cents, they are carrying it up to 21 cents. So meaning that they are adding additional 6 cents on it, making it to 21 cents. That's how much you will be paying for the social, they call it social tariff. So you'll be paying 21 cents, which will increase whatever the rate is by 40%. 40%, because when you buy the current, for example, you go buy the current, you buy it for $10, maybe or kilowatt or whatever you buy for $10. That $10 is included for all of these things, the social tariff, the residential, the non-residential, all kind of small different tax that what they put together to make up that particular amount. So they are increasing it. So if you were paying like $10 for maybe for example just one maybe kilowatt, for example just 1 kilowatt, it means that if you are to add all of this money there, that particular money will increase. You'll not be paying $10 again. A country where there is no job, the issue of electricity has become a serious problem in some community. People don't even have LEPO there. People stay stealing current. When people even pay, when you're listening to people, when they even pay their money for LEC to go there, they will go pay for meter. LEC will not come. The only time you will see LEC coming around, like somebody was saying on one of the station, I think it was on Prime, the man said, I'ma say now was join the people to start stealing current, because when we pay, we go to LEC office and pay for them to come put a meter. They will not put it there. They will abandon us. Then we'll be sitting down and see people who stealing current will be around us enjoying current while we were pay. We can get the current. So the best thing that we do, we'll not even pay for current. All we just join inside and start to steal current. That's what the man said. So looking at this increase or this increment, I think it's something that I don't know, but it is not in the best interest of whether be a LEC or the people of Liberia. But let's hear from our brother Wilmer. My brother Wilmer, conclude from here, sir.
Yeah, you said it, Prince. You said it. Listen, Prince. I told you people will always say the thing. The Unity Party, through that propagandists, all the people that are on social media, the media, the Stanton Waters money, they brought this into the Liberian people because they never wanted to allow Georgia for a second term. We see it now in 1 year, coming November now. Since the Boakai took power, nothing going on. They see people will say they will increase that Georgia Hamonas and that salary. And they told the Liberian people that 2028 will increase salary. What they say about 7 years, what the Melecom for the year. All these things, while Liberian people can say blah, they were all lies and propaganda because they wanted power. They couldn't set aside for another 6 years. So they were doing everything possible to crumble the country. And today the country mostly crumbled now. They get away out. I will tell the Unity Party government, the people that are ruling, that surrounded from the president. You say they were talking, but they can't be walking. They are come to different countries. The president has traveled in the short in 1 year time more than 13 times. No benefit, nothing. I'm my advice to then the United Party. If you want for it, you go back to the former president. All these things were in the deal. All these things were in the making. You go to the president. Joseph Boakai to have unity with the president. Call him, apologize. The president, all the project that was coming before the government continue. The president will link it to them for the speaker he lost this country. Let me tell you something tonight here on the platform. Qatar, the Qatari government was going to come us in Liberia with all institutions for the buy the whole LEC, to buy LEC, but to put the foreign to bed. So the Bagan will get big months. They were in Italy the few days. The president came to Italy, they brought the speaker to Italy. You are not meeting people to bring people to it, to bring or to privatize our LEC. Then somebody can buy the whole LEC report. It's an old story. Like, it's too surprising. The modern era, like when people say crying for current, where run over the neighboring country, then everybody get current situation settled down. For 77 years old country, then you say joy we are the cause of your country's failure. Where you never have roads, you never have all these things. They making a contributor to the country, but you're demonizing them all of the picture now. You don't see your way up. First of all, they don't have no connection at friendship. They don't have no lobbyists in America. They don't have no point men in Europe. They don't have no point men in the South Indian and the Arab country. How will you people even think? So bunch of people want to say the similar, they clever, they smarter than we, the native people. They eat power now. They eat power surrounded by Boakai. 11 people into the presidency. Nothing going on. Nothing going on. Grocery go up. Our daily commodity, everything go up. We spend highest money to import for goods and services in the Republic of Liberia. The countries on a time bomb. I will see what the Joseph Boakai will tell. I will tell the United Party they were prepared to look for $1.5 billion for the next 6 years. Statistic, facts. Next 6 years for only salary and expenditure. And for development purposes, no connection. They in disarray. They lie, they steal the parliament, they cause in disarray. So please, it's a failure. We can see the government failing. We will see the failing. There's what will make George Brown will come back 22 the now the way that the way Donald Trump coming back to your country. The way Donald Trump coming back to your president, coming back. Or I think they failed to having the biggest election in America. So when they voted there, they will get it. George Brown will, people will crap out for the former president. But that Joseph Boakai go to the former president to bring our connection back.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so very kindly. Let's listen to Pastor Success Dennis as he concludes from his end.
You know, Prince, God, their God will say he not let up. Because Liberian, we don't. What Liberian does is like, if I get one of Liberian and say, bring their be here. They don't prepare to see 25 or 30 people say bring their beer. They're going, bring a beer, bring a beer, man. That's what Liberians are. Liberians don't go to find out details for themselves. But I'll get few statistics tonight. And this information is from the global state, not me. Here we are inherited megawatt per hour at $4.62 in 2017 when he took over. All right. And the statistics here say at least minimum or 2.5 million people were enjoying in Lagos City. All right. The United were enjoying, were now 100% stable now, but at least they were enjoying it. And who were the other people? Most of Rado, was better than Morobio. Then later on, man, before I say let power, the Equa power plant started building in Lagos City. Then all right. Before John, we are left from power. The statistic before me here says from $4.62 per megawatt, he left it at $1.97 per megawatt. I mean, the statistic is right here. All right. He left it there. And not just the statistics also said at least minimum of 2.7 million Liberians will enjoy electricity. Remember now, came on added to the electricity. There was expansion of electricity in most of our County. They extended in Maryland. There was an extension in Grand Gila County, Lima County extension. So it came out 2.5 million. I mean, 2.7 million people who were enjoying electricity. Now, these people came and said, everything they made there was evil, was wrong. Nothing good he did for the country. Today they are in power. 11 $1 1.79 cent, $1.70 or 97 cents per megawatt.
Yeah, 97 cents. Yeah.
Let me go to the kilowatt he level on. What is a kilowatts? I'm going to do the kilowatts as well. Okay.
Pastor Dennis bringing us statistic tonight. I like that.
In 2017, when he took over, the kilowatts was $2.37. Statistics say kilowatts in 2023 were 50 cents. You see the reduction? Yet still Liberians sat there and allowed these liars to fool them, lie to them. Now they have taken the country. Where are we? Everything they promise, they don't see in a way. Because the information I got from what they are covered down, and the person was already saying, man, you don't eat government, you think it's eating. They want to Qatar. They went to the UAE. And they met, the prince of the UAE that we are friends. They brought our Emirates Hospital. So when they went there, while the authority negotiated, they may ask, "Is my friend, the former president, is he okay? Is he collaborating with the government?" They couldn't answer. Even or this Labrador taking seat on the non-permanent Security Council. But people need to learn. Because the way you are treating the man is a political actor. Once that man see insecurity in the country, no investor, nobody will entrust you with money. But the fear is that I can go and disarray anytime they can be put or civil unrest at any time because why? The man is a major political figure in the country.
Thank you.
And you treat it in that form and manner. So money is coming. And let me say the final thing, Prince. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. Besides the 11 center issue, the next law that coming will come, the government announced today, was it today or yesterday, that because they have always fire outbreak, vehicle owner, house owner, or tenants should make sure that all of them should have fire extinguisher in their car or in their houses. And it's demanding because next week, inspection will start in the country. Now, let me be on record. We're not saying it's bad. They are good for the safety of our people. But the question here is that which environment are you creating so that it can be able to generate funding? In America, when they say you must pay taxes, the environment is created, the jobs are there, money is there. So the West Side area, not to pay tax, your rent. The state will step in and help you for 2-3 months to put it on your feet. When the environment you have created, people are dying from starvation. Get poverty, then you enforcing them, you must go by fire exterminator.
Thank you.
My brother is getting battle.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor Dennis. Thank you so much. Let's get to our brother, the Prince, for
I'm
your
going in my house.
conclusion. And
My brother
again,
getting bad.
I want to
Going in
say
my house.
thank you for taking up the time to share, with us. your own knowledge relative to what is unfolding, especially with the security sector. I think it's very important that we have somebody like you, who are in that particular field. Even though you are here, somebody will say, in one of the most advanced country and in the best military, but yet there's a lot that you have to offer. And I also want to say thank you for the donation giving to our brothers. You've one person that have added value to them. Like I said, I remember in 2005, we thought that we're going to be, say, yeah, we US people, we finish eating the people, how you call air dogs, we say we military people. The people
Yeah.
go down and fuel one more, all my men and ladies, say, I beg you, yeah, that grab coming here 0 week. But anyway, I want to thank you, my brother, for, whatever you've done and what you will continue to do for our people. And it's our
Yeah.
prayer that God will strengthen you, that you will double up that particular, donation, that it
Donation.
will be
Yeah.
more than that. So thank you
Yeah.
so very kindly. Yeah, let's go to you, as you conclude from your end, sir.
Yeah. So I'll be going back hopefully next year, and I've already started purchasing some PT uniform. We call it PT uniform over here. So it's a short black trouser and the black
Yeah.
shirt with the army rating in front of it. I have linked with a couple of my friends over here who also serve, and we have the Liberian veteran association in the states over here, and I'm part of the Liberian Veteran Association, and I'm in the
Okay.
branch of Texas. So I started talking with a few of my friends to see how best, even if it old, anything that's old over here is somebody needed back there. So if you have
Definitely.
yeah, you have OPT uniform. I giving them my address to send it to. I've already started collecting it. I know it's going to cost me a little money to ship it, but I don't mind. I feel good when I go to Liberia and I have to go drive myself to the barracks and give out free PT uniform to people. So it's something I plan to do every year once I'm going back to Liberia.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Okay.
I am not a politician, and I don't plan to be one. I'm a security
Sure.
man. My focus is in security. In fact, my bachelor degree is in criminal justice, and my master's is in international affairs. So my focus is always on the international stage. So, but I will not speak as a politician.
Sure.
But we first thing first, when it comes to the electricity situation in Liberia, I don't think I don't think we should use that as a political tool. We shouldn't use the electricity as a political tool. It is a human right issue. Like electricity boosts the economic, electricity boosts livelihood. Because if you own a good electricity, look, if I turn my lights on, it go off. If I turn it on, it's back on. I've been in the United States for almost 12 years. It was only 5 days that I slept in darkness. That was in North Carolina during the storm. Five
Hmm.
days since I've been in this country. So I enjoy that part of human dignity. So yes, my solution. I want to be always, or I always try to be solution driven. Yes, my solution to the electricity issue in Liberia. EDC cannot be the generator, meaning you generating the current. You the distributor, meaning you distributing the current.
Hmm.
You also the collector, meaning you getting money back from the people for the same current you generate, you distribute, and you collect. So in between there is something how if there is an issue, who do we hold?
Hmm. Sure, I know that.
You can go hold the government again.
Mm-mm.
So yes, the solution. Government generate, empower Liberians. Look, the government of Liberia can rent a guarantee slip or guarantee bond to young engineers who can use that guarantee bond to go to a bank,
Hmm.
get the money
Sure.
to open that company. So government is going to, for
Okay.
example, in Texas over here, the electricity company is called Duke Energy. They are just the collector, meaning the government get the current to them, they collect
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
They do the distribution. So every
Sure.
time I have a wire issue, I call Duke Energy.
Hmm.
Then the people that bring the current to your house for you to put your leg on a different group. So if there is a breakdown, there's somebody responsible. They will be running to government. Hey, government,
Sure.
for
Yeah.
example, you get a current to Prince Calon Company. My company now called Duke Energy. I don't want to bring the current to your house. And I know I'm making money by bringing the current to your house.
I'm not going to bring the current to only 5% house because I will not make money, right?
Mm. You
So I
can.
want I want 200 people to be on my line. So what will I do? I will take my profit, go buy more wire or buy more what it need transformer to
Meter.
get the
Yep.
current to more houses because I want to make money.
Sure.
Then the man that bring the current to your house to make sure you get a light on, that man too won't make money, so he would need more customer. So 2014, I was part of the U.S. Army engineer detachment. We were detached to what they played in Costa Rica when they had its storm. We went there to go help that country and to reconnect the wires because I'm a combat engineer. That's my job in the army. I'm an engineer. So we went there to help with electricity. And there's something I saw over there. And if we implement that in Liberia, it will work. I'm telling you, I came back, I wrote several papers to people that I know how in government. At that time, it was the how they call Ellen Johnson government, and nobody picked me up, nobody laid me down. So there is a system in Costa Rica, right? Wherein there is a company that only do the meter. That company responsibility is only for the meter. They come to your house if you want electricity. The meter is free. It's almost like you rented the equipment.
Hmm.
Yeah, the meter is free. You want electricity, the company come to your house, they install the meter on your house, and then they give you the piece of chip. It's like a scratch card. All you do, everywhere in the country, they have this little scratch card booth that you go recharge.
Yeah.
You recharge your card. Once you put the card in the meter, your current is in the house. You take all that card off, the current go off. So when family going to work, like the father going to work and he don't want the kids to use the current, he take the card and carry to work. And every time he comes back home, he put a card in the meter. And once, if you put $100 on your card and your $100 is done, you still got current, but your house is not light because
Yeah.
it's connected to that chip.
To that card, to the
It's
chip.
almost
Yeah.
like a scratch card. So if we have like Liberians come back home and say, hey, I want to get into the electricity sector, and the government give you a guarantee bond, wherein you open your company, you carry that bond to Echo Bank or even the central bank, set up a fund, electricity fund for Liberians' own company. And all that company does is only buy the meter and they issue the meter to houses. And you are not buying it.
Hmm.
You are not paying for the meter.
Sure.
You only paying for the scratch
For
card
the
and the
scratch
current
card,
you use on
the
that
current
scratch
you're
card.
using. Hmm.
And at the end of the day, if something wrong with my meter, I'm not calling LEC. I'm calling Duke Energy or I'm calling Calon Company. Hey, my meter broke. If something wrong with the transformer, I'm not calling LEC. So LEC, only job she does is to make sure the wire or the current is going through the wire.
Current is going. Sure.
That current is sold to this company who has the current on the transformer. That transformer company is different. Who running the current to your house? That company is different. And who meter you using? That company is different. So when there is a breakdown, there is somebody responsible. We
Responsible to
yeah, we hold somebody responsible. But LEC generated current, LEC charges, and
no.
please, does it make sense? Like you have 200 people getting current, they were paying $30. Now you get 2 million people getting current. I thought the price was to go down.
I
It
know,
made
right?
no sense. How we run our country? Who
Ah,
are some of the leaders? Where do these guys sit with their thoughts? You are having
Well,
small current. You are charging the people $30. 2 million people can't get current. I thought the price was going to be going down. Why is the
that,
price going up? Come on,
that's
man.
that's
Come
it.
on,
But thank
people.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, my brother.
I
Thank you
appreciate,
for
brother. My number is open anytime. Security
definitely. I
issues,
will.
just let me know. I'll come on.
I will. I will. But
I
again,
thank you for
fellow
the show, man.
Liberians, I want to say thanks to each and every one of you who have taken the time off to be with us. We really do
Yeah.
appreciate your comments, your concerns, and everything. We want to thank you so much. All we are doing is our own little contribution to make Liberia a better place. Because at the end
Yes.
of the day, look, no, but I don't know, but I can say this for me. I will never feel comfortable here throughout my life. No.
No.
Even at the end of the year, if we go to Liberia, somehow what heart, that kind of way, hey, you want to go back home. Even though they say more there, this there, that there, but we still want to go back home to enjoy that particular moment,
Prince, I ain't called to you. I told my wife the other day, I said, every time I go back Liberia, I say, I leave the trouble here. Soon I get in the plane, the trouble come out of my head. I can be so
Definitely.
relaxed when I go.
That's it. So all we are doing is to contribute in order for us to make Liberia a better place. And we are
Yeah,
getting there. For
yeah.
the fact that today all of us can discuss. Yesterday, years ago, this
Mm-hmm.
kind of political discussion, it was never a more opposed. Hey, my son, don't put your money in the people thing. They used to
Yeah,
say government are people thing. But for the fact that
thank you.
today everybody is talking, whether we are in Liberia, whether we are out of Liberia, whether I'm surprised people joining us here from Lofa, Nimba, different area. It means that at least we are getting to a place where we can civilly discuss the
Yeah,
forward march of Liberia. So I want to say thanks to all of you. Those of you who follow the YouTube channel, I want to say thank you so much. Those of you who follow the page, I want to say thank you so much. Continue to follow, continue to share, bring your suggestions and your comments that we can make this better. So, again, until we meet again, I want to say thanks to each and every one of you and have yourself a God bless day. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, or afternoon. Bye from
yeah,
our end.
yeah. Thank you, Prince.
Yes, sir.